Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Big Blue in the Bronx channel. First of all, hope everybody's having a good weekend. Second of all, hope you all had a great 4th of July. I'm Luca, joined by Armand at the bottom. Subway Series Yanks Mets. Game 2 at Citi Field after the Mets won 6-5 yesterday. Armand, first thoughts. How was your 4th of July? And, what are you looking for the Mets for today? Obviously, for your hopes for them to win the series.
So with today's game, I'm hoping Frankie Montas could give us a quality start. I know the definition of a quality start is 6 innings, but for me, with him, it's going to have to be 5 innings. I would expect 3 runs. That's for me, a quality start from him. His first start, 5 innings, was very good, coming off of the lat injury, and then obviously the disaster in Pittsburgh. That whole series, and he didn't help it. Give me 5 innings, Frankie, of 3 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. I'd be happy with that. I really need this. I need this offense to kick it into gear, especially with runners in scoring position. I mean, this whole season has been home run or bust for us.
Gotcha. So what's up to Sox, Arizona? Good afternoon, gentlemen. Hope you had a great holiday, and go Sox. Yes, hope all is well with you, Sox, Arizona. It's been a while since I've seen you in the chat, but hope all is well regardless. Yankees, they've been sliding, Armand. They've been sliding. We all know it. We've seen it. The Yankees are now in 3rd place as opposed to being in 1st place a couple of days ago. Blue Jays in 1st, leading the division. The Rays are in 2nd. The Yankees are in 3rd with their slump. And it's been what can go wrong will go wrong with the Yankees. There's so much that has been so bad. It's the fundamentals, it's the bullpen blowing games. And right now, which obviously, what I mentioned, the Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will go wrong, is also Clark Schmidt, who was hurt a few days ago, is now going to have Tommy John surgery, out for 2025. He'll be also probably out for 2026. So it'll be interesting to see where the Yankees land in terms of starting pitching. That's for an offseason thing. But actually, to update as well, the Yankees are actually tied for 2nd place right now with the Rays. They're not in 3rd. My mistake. They were previously 1.5 behind. I think they were 1.5 behind the Jays, and the Rays were 1. But regardless, the Yankees and Rays made it to meet at the same spot. They are in their last. I'm trying to pull up their last 10 games. They are 3-7, and I believe they're 6-15 in their last 21. So the Yankees are looking to break that slide. It's been a horror show for the Yankees. But guys, if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you know when we go live or drop a new video. July 12th is when this channel comes to a close, sadly. But if you guys haven't already, check out Alex's video on why he's ending the channel. It's nothing for bad reasons. Alex is making his first steps into the media industry, and he explains everything in that 12-minute video. So go check it out. But we should be about a minute away from first pitch. But to expect from Carlos Rodon in terms of myself, he and Garrett, I should say, he and Max Fried are the only reliable starting pitchers for the New York Yankees this far. I'm expecting nothing but good things. 6 to 7 quality innings, but that bullpen has been a disaster for the Yankees. So the Yankees are going to have to really tingle with that. And of course, Boone's dumbass bullpen management is always a factor. So we'll see what happens, but should be getting close, as we said, as the Mets obviously took game 1 yesterday.
Yeah, Mets last 10 games per stat news, 5-5. I'll take that, but they got to get back on track. Obviously, everybody knows the getting swept in Pittsburgh by the Pirates. Yeah.
Getting swept.
That's what it's a total shit show.
It started, I believe, what was it, Armin? It started with that whole slide when they got swept by the Rays at home, then they lost to the Braves, then they lost to the Phillies.
Yes.
That's what really started that slide. And for the Yankees,
July 13th was the day really started hitting a downfall.
Yeah, it's been the same thing for the Yankees. Yankees lead the Subway Series 82-68 all time. But, Armin, are the Mets still in 2nd place? I got to ask.
Yes. Obviously, the Braves have been a total disaster this season. The Marlins are actually ahead of them in the standings in 3rd.
Oof.
They just have a ton of injuries and a lot of underperforming offensive players. I mean, Chris Sale is out till sometime in August with a fractured rib. He actually fractured that rib on the diving play against the Mets in Atlanta when he
Yeah,
was in the ninth inning. Obviously, that's not good. They just lost Swencher Swellenbach, who dominates the Mets.
right.
He's done for the season. Like right now, their pitching rotation, I believe, is Strider. I mean, they don't have Ronaldo Lopez. He's not pitched this year at all for them. I mean, Azuna's like Austin Riley's underperforming. Ozzy Albies, like Acuna,
Yeah,
since his return, has been on fire. And obviously, the dumb takes by Joel Sherman on MLB Network trying to think that the Braves should trade Ronald Acuna. I mean, you're just trying to get that's a clickbait thing.
yeah. That's silly. That's absolutely silly. But
Like they really like Ozuna's a rental, so like he could be a trade piece for them. But other than that, like offensively, a lot of their guys are under contract, and they're not going to
absolutely.
trade them right now.
First pitch to Trent Grisham, as they call it, strike Grisham, pinch hit for Anthony Volpe in yesterday's game in the ninth inning, which was controversial to some because there was finally, for some people, to see that Aaron Boone was holding Volpe accountable for his poor play. The 0-1 pitch on the way is chopped to Montas. Easy play, 1 out. So that'll bring up Aaron Judge, who is hitting 365 on the season with a 1.214 OPS. Judge with a home run in yesterday's game. 2-run. I was actually a solo bomb in the first after Jason Dominguez, so we'll see what he does here. Montas, the former Yankee, not to say I liked his performance in the Yankees, but anywho, first pitch from the right-hander. Pitch is strike as Judge went. Count is 0-1.
By the way, I thought yesterday's umpire strike zone was total dog crap for both sides.
Agreed.
So I will give him credit for having a consistent, inconsistent, bad strike zone for both teams.
Easy 2 outs for the Yankees as Judge grounds to Lindor. So Montas has only thrown 4 pitches for just 2 outs. Judge in the last 7 has gotten hot, but not obviously right now. As we look around the majors, 35 home runs for Cal Raleigh before the All-Star break, tied most since Ken Griffey Jr. back in 1998. So here is Cody Bellinger on the season versus the Mets, 8 for 15, 533 with 3 homers and 8 RBIs. Montas with the wind, the kick, and the delivery. His pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Count is 0-1.
Do you think Cal Rowley's ahead of Judge right now for the MVP because of the position he plays and having, the home run lead at a premium position as catcher? Because it's very tough to find catchers that hit like him right now.
Absolutely. I don't know if he would be above him. Count is 0-1 to Bellinger. The pitch is.
But you do agree that like it's him and Judge as the MVP
Oh,
frontrunners for the American League.
100%. I mean, Raleigh's has had a phenomenal season. I know the 271 is like, okay, it's not Judge's 365, but 35 home runs, like it's a huge breakout season. 0-2 pitch to Bellinger is bouncing the dirt. But I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying like Judge should get shafted for it, but like Raleigh just having a breakout season alone is like that is deserving of the MVP.
Like for me, for Cal to win it, it's getting to 50 home runs and getting the Mariners into the playoffs.
Absolutely.
So just to give everybody just some background on the Mariners, and this is from the offseason, from what I've read, because Luca knows this about me. I try to read up and listen to like other teams' fans' podcasts and stuff.
Absolutely.
That ownership group is another bad ownership group in Seattle. Mm-hmm. They gave Jerry DiPoto in the offseason, and they gave him a budget of $15 million. And that's just not for the offseason. Like that's for the entire season into this season. Like that's what Jerry DiPoto had to work with. Hence why you saw all the Luis Castillo rumors is they were trying to get rid of him to open up to make more budget room, to expand the budget from $15 million. So like you look at that offense, like it really wasn't that great going into the season, but obviously Cal's carried it, being one of the being the number one aircraft carrier for them. and just getting a lot of stuff from other people that are maybe average to below average hitters, outside of J-Rod, but he hasn't had to see, the career since he skyrocketed his rookie year.
Mm. Yeah, their offense has been the weak point. By the way, folks, it was a 1-2-3 inning with a weak ground ball from Bellinger to the second baseman McNeil. Yeah, it's just like I feel the last few years, it's been largely their young pitching core with Kirby and Castillo and all these other different guys. It's just like the hitting has never turned up. As you said, Cal Raleigh's basically carrying the offense. They're I believe, second in the American League West, and they are the current one of the top spots for the wild card right now. So obviously they're battling it out with the Rays and the Yankees, but that's a shame that I didn't even know Mariners ownership was that bad, but they it's not like they're bereft of talent completely, but it's a shame that ownership is holding them back because they have a beautiful stadium. I would love to go to T-Mobile. I remember I will always remember it as Safeco Field, but it's obviously T-Mobile Ballpark now. But that's a shame because they're a bright young team.
Just to go back 2 years ago, like Ohtani had the place in Seattle. Like when he was with the Angels, he actually had a home in Seattle, like for the off season and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously to stay on the West Coast. So a lot of people thought that maybe Seattle would be in on him. Nope. Ownership said no.
That's a shame. That's a shame. The Mariners are only 4 games above 500 right now, 46-42, 505 in their last 10 games. But we are going to take a look at the starting line for the New York Metropolitans. So starting off and batting DH is Starling Marte. He lines this one in the left center field. That is a base hit. It will get down in front of Dominguez. Gets by him nonetheless. Grisham picks it up. Marte goes into second with a leadoff double. A bad misplay there by Jason Dominguez.
Wow. Well, you proved me wrong, Marte, because I'm not a fan of you in the leadoff spot.
Well, he did so right there. It was a fastball over the plate. I was just in the outside corner. Dominguez just did not get. And again, another defensive issue for Jason Dominguez being in left field. Did not get. And what I was taught in baseball, folks, was you have to get around the angle of the ball. You got to take the proper angle. It's not necessarily being ball behind or in front of the ball. Is taking the right angle and circling the ball. But anyways, Francisco Lindor swings and misses on the off-speed pitch. Count is 0-1.
Yeah, just to give everybody a heads up on Francisco Lindor, his last 10 games, not very good. 146 average, 6 hits, a home run, 4 RBIs, and 4 runs in his last 10 games. Obviously, that broken toe has been a major factor for him. True. He got that in the Dodgers series in LA. He loves the play. I give him credit that he loves the play. He wants to play every day. Last year, I believe he played all 162 for us. Sometimes Mendy, he wants to give him a day off, but Lindor doesn't. So, they kind of come to agreement, he'll just DH.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough injury to play with the broken toe. But Lindor, I believe, has 2 home runs against Rodon in his career. He has 6 home runs in his career in the Subway Series. The 1-1 pitch on the way is chopped foul by Lindor. Count is 1-2. So after Lindor, it's Soto in right field, and then fourth is Alonso. Batting fifth is Brandon Nimmo. Batting sixth and playing third base, Mark Vientos. Batting seventh and playing catcher is Luis Torrens. Batting eighth and playing second base, Jeff McNeil. Batting ninth and playing center field is Tyrone Taylor. Count is 1-2. Pitch is downstairs. You're saying, Armand?
So per StatMuse, Francisco Lindor in 57 games against the Yankees. So this is even dating back to his Cleveland days.
Yeah.
303 average, 70 hits, 12 home runs, 30 RBIs, 48 runs scored.
Oof. Yeah, he was always he was a monster even in the ALDS, and the Yankees played the Guardians back in 2017. The 2-2 pitch on the way is chopped foul. Lindor sticks alive, or stays alive, should I say. So if you look at the infield lineup, you have Chisholm, Volpe, Peraza, and Bellinger third to first. You have Dominguez, Grisham, and Judge left to right. Again, the Yankees love playing players out of position. Get to that in a minute. 2-2 from the stretch. Rodon delivers. The pitch is in the dirt. This gets away from Wells as Marte just stays at second. Count is full now, should I say? But yeah, Jazz Chisholm could lead the league in errors, and the Yankees still would not place him at second base. And he told the media after that J series, "I'm a second baseman." This wasn't like the Mekhi Becton thing, Armand. I'm telling you, I'm not a big fan of Jazz, but there's no reason he should be over at third right now. Anyways, 3-2 pitch is in the dirt. He walks. So that'll bring up Juan Soto against his former teammate with 2 runners on, nobody out. Soto won NL Player of the Month last month, so that should get some Mets fans at least in the more optimistic direction for Juan Soto.
Yes. For the morons that said they should trade him and get rid of him, they could kiss, the Big Apple.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to say, like, kiss my ass or something. Like, okay,
No,
that's...
we're going to be respectful. Out of you and Alex, we're going to be respectful.
Listen, there is profanity. You can curse.
I know.
Soto lays down a bunt in front of Wells. Wells takes the out at first, and the Mets move both runners over. Now it's 2 on with 1 out. So Soto, instead of being a free swinger, gets to bunt. So good job by Soto there.
Okay, I don't know why. I hope he did that on his own, because I don't know why Mindy would have him do that.
Yeah, because I never
like if that's his own. Like, I still don't get it. You have no outs. Like, I would have taken the chance there with Marte and Lindor on a double steal.
Right. So here is Pete Alonso, who's been in a big slump the last couple of games, but in this season with runners scoring position, 352, 8 home runs, 48 RBIs. Rodon, the pitch is high to Alonso, count is 1-0. Alonso hitting 227 over the past 7 games. The big start to the season. Yankees are shifting a bit left for Alonso, playing him to pull. 1-0. The pitch is high, 2-0. Rodon thought he got the call, but he did not, from Laz Diaz, the plate umpire. They're showing the Soto bunt.
Oh, I'm surprised. Well, that's Lance Diaz for you. He's another bad umpire with a bad strike zone.
2-0 pitch is outside, 3-0. Rodon just does not have it right now. Three and 0 count to Alonso. Rodon already has 12 pitches in the inning, as opposed to Montas, who made quick work of the Yankees. The pitch is a called strike, and Alonso was ready to walk to first. That pitch was at least 2 feet off the plate.
There we go. A bad strike call. Of course, Lance Diaz, another carbon copy of Angel Hernandez.
Rodon from the stretch. The 3-1 pitch is high. Pick back to third, and nobody was... Oh, my... Armin, you're going to...
Oh, my God.
They didn't... The Yankees... I'll tell you guys, I'm sorry. High the ball 4 to Alonso, okay? Wells goes for the pickoff move at third. Jazz is nowhere near third base. That is your typical bullshit, non-fundamentals, typical Yankee baseball. They don't know their head from their ass. They don't know their fundamentals. Don't tell me. It's just amazing. Armin, this is again, I'm probably over-exaggerating, but this is but the Yankees have been the last 7 years and over the past couple of games. Like, this does not happen in Little League, in high school, in college.
I don't get why Wells would throw down there. It's a 3-1 count. Like,
exactly.
Why? Like,
just like the communication was off there. They did have a meeting at the mound, as coming up to the plate now for the New York Mets is Brandon Nimmo, their center fielder.
Left fielder, not center fielder.
Excuse me. Strike call to Nimmo. Sorry, I'm used to Nimmo playing center field. But Tyrone and Taylor, is the one in center. Brandon Nimmo is out in left.
Yeah, Nimmo's never going to see center field again because he's up there in age. Yes. And also he has plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, he doesn't have that range. Count is 1-1, by the way. Yeah, I remember the fact that you're calling Nimmo old when he only has played since 2016 is like. I mean, I'm not chastising you, Arm, but
No, he's 32. What's up, disgruntled taco? How are you?
What's up, disgruntled? Swing and a miss there by Nimmo. Count is 1-2. What's up? Hope all is well, Mr. Disgruntled. Nice little off-speed pitch there from Rodon.
Can we
Bases
please
loaded.
just get in one run? One run, we got one out, bases loaded. Holy crap.
1-2 pitch to Nimmo. Swinging a high fly ball hit to deep right field. Judge going back on the track. It's gone. A grand slam for Brandon
Holy
Nimmo.
crap,
And
Brandon
the Yankees
Nimmo.
lead. I'm sorry, the Mets lead 4-0. His 18th of the season.
They heard me.
Oh, you didn't just get one run, Armin. You got 4. What an epic implosion. No, disgruntled. I'm actually like applauding the Yankees implosion because I said this after the Blue Jays series, and you could say that I said this after the World Series. They deserve everything bad that comes to them. Such a terribly run organization. But anyways, the Mets are up 4-0 after a big bomb from Brandon Nimmo with the bases loaded, and they're smiling for the cameras as Vientos takes a strike. Count is 0-1. Rodon winds, kicks, and delivers this time. Swing and a miss. 95 on the gun, strike 2. And that ball wasn't exactly dead center of the plate, but it was veering towards the outside corner. The 0-2 pitch.
Was that a breaking ball? Because it looked like it hung.
It was a breaking ball.
Oh, Mark Vientos, how you've taken over the bad at-bat plate appearances from Pete Alonso last year.
1-2. Rodon delivers the pitch. Swung on and lined right at Volpe. He fields, he fires, and he threw it off the bag, but with the tag there for the second out. Yes, they have Cody Bellinger playing first as Bellinger was able to range over for that tag. But again, the Nimmo pitch was hung up. I had a feeling when that ball was hit, that ball was going to be gone. Anywho, up to the plate is swinging a high fly ball from Torrens into left field. Dominguez back to the warning track. Back, makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. But 4 runs come across for the New York Mets. They are up 4-0 over the rival Yankees as we head to the second. And Dominguez, once again, with another poorly tracked fly ball. I don't care that he caught it. He didn't have to keep backing up. Again, he's a center fielder, not a left fielder. And he says, I'm starting to think Boone's pep talk did the opposite of help the team. Well, Armin, in case you don't know, and other Yankee fans, if you're watching this, he basically, according to Jazz Chisholm's words verbatim, basically reassured them that they're still the best team in the league.
Aaron Boone, have you seen the Detroit Tigers?
I mean, the LA Dodgers. I mean, you could go across any team.
I mean,
the Astros are a better team.
The Astros have a really good record. They don't even have Jordan in their lineup. Obviously, they did not. Obviously, this offseason, they decided to trade Kyle Tucker because they weren't going to pay him.
And they let Bregman go?
They let Bregman go. I mean, Paredes has been a bright spot for them. Cam Smith, who was drafted by the Cubs last year, who was a third baseman, who the Astros asked to move to right field and play there. So a kid getting drafted last year who's a third baseman who they probably thought to develop in the minors because Paredes can play third. They asked him to go to right field, and he's obviously been one of the better guys for them. I mean, their lineup has been better without Jordan in it. So obviously can get better if Jordan ever comes back and can get back to form from his hand injury.
Mm-hmm. But we're going back on what Aaron Boone said. It basically just aligns with everything that I've been complaining, and a lot of fans have been complaining about the organization since 2018 that they're complacent. But anyways, Brandon Nimmo first met with 3 grand slams in one season since Carlos Beltran back, I believe it was, if I read it correctly, since 2006. But the Yankees are complacent. They will remain complacent. They're fine with anything. They're fine with losing. As they're showing the first breaking ball and the second breaking ball to Nimmo, which he got a better read on, and it was hit out of the park, obviously. The second one was hanging. Regardless, to the second inning we go. Carlos Rodon taking a look at the tablet. As coming up to plate for the New York Yankees is Ben Rice, who has played a multitude of positions this season, first base and catcher and DH. Montas now has a lead. First pitch from Montas to Rice is hit high in the air to left field. Nimmo is there. One pitch, one out. The Yankees are not even bothering to see some of these pitches.
Please, Frankie, you got to lead. Hold the lead.
What's up to Tim Frith, 24. Mets took the 4-0 lead over the Yankees. Yep. Nimmo hit the big home run. So Jazz Chisholm is up at the plate. 1.060 OPS in the last 6 games. Got to give him credit. He's been raking for the Yankees despite being played out of position. The pitch to Chisholm, he takes it. It's a called strike. And I feel bad for Chisholm. Not particularly fan of his character, but once again being messed with the position stuff. The count is 0-1. The pitch on the way from Montas is downstairs. Count is 1-1. Chisholm in his last 7 games, 259 with 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. Has a bit of speed, has a bit of power. Montas winds, kicks, delivers. This time the pitch and chop foul. Looked like he swung a ball 2 that time. Count is 1-2. That's a start, isn't it? What's up to Bruce Marmy? Hope all is well. Yeah, it's quite a start. It's quite a start for the Mets and for the Yankees too, because they like to implode, especially this time. They excuse it. Anywho, the count is 1-2. Montas kicks, delivers the pitch. Is check swing foul. Montas only 15. Let me check the number. Only 14 pitches this far, Armand.
So far, so good for me. I said I wanted 5 innings out of him as a quality start. If he could get, if he's going to have quick innings,
Seems like
maybe I would maybe try to get 7 out of him, but I'll be willing to take 6, 5 or 6 innings from Montas. I'd be happy with.
Pitches high 2-2 as
Montas is efficient and effective with quick innings.
Who is the only player to steal 40-plus career bases with both the Mets and the Yankees? Got to find out that one. 2-2 pitch from Essa. There was a question from Essa. Why pitch is swung on a hit in the air to left center field. Taylor racing back to the track at the wall. It's gone. Jazz Chisholm with a bomb to left center field. He gets the Yankees on the board. It's 4-1 Mets.
That was a bomb. Okay, Montage. Turned into Montas right there.
15 home run in the season. But with that being said, let's welcome on our third co-host, or I should say our third host. Donald, how you feeling?
Fire everyone. I want everyone fired. I want every Yankee front office member and Aaron Boone cooked on a skittle.
I could not agree more. And here's Jason Dominguez, who I'll bring up why he's, for some reason, batting 6th or 5th, pitches inside. So, Donald, how about him hitting 2 home runs yesterday and getting moved down the order?
Yeah, no, that's just what Aaron Boone does. Just anything that makes no sense at all, he will do. That's what he does. I honestly am disgusted with this team. Every aspect of it. I freaking hate this team.
You guys already haven't. What's up? Disgruntled says, "What's up, Donald?" He says, "I'm telling you guys, all the complacency starts with Hal." Could not agree more. Dude, I'm telling you right now, I don't get mad at this team anymore because it's the same old shit. Anyways, Dominguez fouls it off. Not saying I clown anybody for getting angry, of course, but I'm saying, if you get angry, totally cool. I'm just not surprised. Once the World Series happened last year, I'm not mad about anything. I'm just going to make the same talking points.
Exactly. I'm going to just keep saying it until eventually they'll listen.
1-2 to Dominguez, 2-2.
But at this point, we're 7 years in?
Yes.
They've not listened yet. I've been saying it for the last 7 years.
Count is 2-2 from Montas. The pitch. Chopped to the right side. Played there by Alonso. He'll take it himself for the second out. But remember, Donald, somebody brought this up in the chat. No, I don't think it was in the chat. It was the pep talk. Yes. Remember, Aaron Boone, according to Jazz Chisholm, told the Yankees that they're still the best team in the league. Meanwhile, Armin better.
I also loved that he said, "Don't be fazed by this. Keep doing what you're doing."
Unfazed.
Just keep being unfazed. Even though you're throwing the ball all over the infield, you're hitting like 180 with runners in scoring position. You got this freaking clown shortstop.
Anthony Volpe.
This complete and utter travesty of a shortstop.
Count is 0-1. Pitch. Montas winds, kicks, and delivers. Pitch is swing and a miss. Strike 2. Montas with a nice off-speed pitch. I should say might have been a fastball that time going in.
This dude's one of the worst everyday players I've ever seen.
Oh, he's so ass. He's so ass.
Oh, he's garbage.
Pitch. Volpe takes high. You know what was funny? Donald, I don't know if you were able to see this before you got on. It was Armand and I were watching this. It was a 3-1 count, 2 men on for the Mets. Austin Wells goes for a throwdown on ball 4. Jazz Chisholm's not even covering third. It's like he's
playing. I know that was great.
That was hilarious.
And Jazz is just like chilling.
Volpe lines this one foul. But Armin, you're seeing how us Yankee fans have been frustrated.
Yeah. And I was surprised Jazz caught that ball, because if he doesn't catch that ball, Marte comes in. Maybe Lindor comes in. You get 2 runs off of that.
But you got a grand slam anyway, so.
I know.
You're all good. You're all good.
And by the way, I screamed, can we get some runs with the scoring position right before the grand slam happened? Because we are dreadful with runners in scoring position all year. Like that's
the good news is, man, we're the get right team. So just hop on, take on the Yankees, and we're the get right team. So we'll solve all issues.
During the Pirates series, this was a stat. The stat was shown: the Mets with runners in scoring position were second to last. We were only who was behind us is the White Sox.
Volpe strikes out. There we go. Sorry, Armin.
I fucking hate you.
Okay.
That pitch was.
The White Sox are behind us in runners in scoring position at the time the Pirates series was happening. I'm like, we're better than the White Sox. Like, that's what I got to hold my hat to.
Listen.
I can't believe that
Lindor is miles better, even in a slump with a broken toe, than this clown who just struck out. It was a high fastball, but.
Remind you, they chose Volpe over Corey Seager,
Marcus Semien,
Carlos Correa, Lindor, because remember that was the year all the shortstops were coming out.
Yeah,
it was Seager, Correa, Lindor,
Semien,
but he moved to second.
Yeah,
it was the big 4 shortstops. I'm trying to think who was the other 4th one.
Such a disgrace.
And they never gave him, let me tell you right now, as I was upset about this during spring training of 2023, they basically gave him no competition at short. Oswald Peraza, awesome defensive shortstop. I wish he could hit better, but obviously he can't. Basically given no access to that position. Great. He runs circles defensively around Volpe at shortstop, or at any position, rather.
And
he's a +4 defensive run saved at third base, but we don't ever see him at third. They played him at second in order to keep Jazz Chisholm there. It's like a -4. That's just great.
Trey Turner was available. Yes, Trey Turner was available.
This team's a disgrace. I want everyone fired.
Let's see how many championships.
I hope the Mets destroy the Yankees just to shove it in their ass.
I agree, Donald. How many championships have the Yankees won since Hal was handed ownership? Basically one, which is 2009, which they had to spend over $500 million to acquire CC, Nick Swisher. Nick Swisher was via trade. CC, Burnett, and Teixeira. What's happened? What's happened since 2009? Ugats.
And this is just me being the outsider.
Of course.
If you guys didn't lose Soto last year, well, let's say this. I think they only went over the Cohen tax. Yes, folks, it's actually called the Cohen tax because the other owners, when Steve Cohen came into the fucking league, got scared of him.
Yeah.
They made the Cohen tax, and I feel Hal only spent the money last year. I don't think he wanted to, but he had to because of all the outcry and the crash out that happened when Soto decided to sign elsewhere. And like, let's say Soto didn't sign with the Mets. Let's say Soto went to another team. Let's say Soto went to San Francisco. Does Hal does Hal make the same moves? Like, does he sign Max Fried to 8 years, $27 million? Does he trade for Cody Bellinger? Like, did it really take Juan Soto to stay in New York and come to Queens to make Hal to get Yankee fans off of his back?
Well, actually, you know what? They didn't actually spend that much, man, because the money that they allocated towards Soto just went to taking on Bellinger's contract and signing Fried. They didn't. Everything else was a wash. Williams and Nestor Cortez was a wash salary-wise, so they didn't actually spend that much, like, at all. It was just the money allocated to Juan Soto. They didn't actually go above and beyond at all. They didn't. I mean,
okay.
They desperately needed a third baseman.
We don't have that.
They desperately needed bullpen help, which they still do, and they probably needed a fifth starter. But Hal put the brakes on. So I don't think it was anything to do where Soto went. It was just that money that was allocated to Soto went scattered in a couple of different directions. And they've gotten incredibly proud of themselves. They honestly thought they did their grandfather, man, with their moves. They thought, all right, look at us. We're so smart. Well, how's it working out for you?
Nothing. McNeil lines it right at Peraza for the first out. But, they expected Volpe to take a leap. He shit the bed defensively and offensively. Peraza, you're expecting Peraza basically to be that third base. I thought Peraza would have been the ideal third baseman, I guess, since the Yankees didn't grab one. Talking about on the roster, Chisholm should be at second base right now, but he's not. Even though he pled to the media, "I am a second baseman."
Yep.
Tyrone Taylor hits that one foul. But I literally said, I'm not crazy about Jazz and his personality, but you know what? I will back him saying he's a second baseman. That is his natural position. Put him the fuck back over there and stop catering to DJ LeMahieu.
He's also one of our only,
hitters right now.
Yeah, he's one of our only athletic and interesting players. He's probably like a poor man. The way I describe him is he's like a poor man Ellie De La Cruz or a poor man's Alfonso Soriano. That's my description for him.
Doesn't the Jazz situation is it similar to the situation between Gleiber and the team last year?
Yes.
When they asked him to move to third in season? And my case was you can't ask a player that hasn't played third base, because if you go look at on his baseball reference page, the last time he
played, it's an error.
Christ, honestly, this
team second base. Tyrone Taylor goes. Speaking of Jazz Chisholm playing third, he makes an error. That's an E5. Tyrone Taylor will take second base.
This team is a disgrace. This team is a disgrace. Why did he just, dude?
He airmailed him.
He went for first base. He heaved that.
He airmailed them.
What the fuck was that?
That's just a bad throw by Jazz.
I mean,
I don't even know if Goldschmidt at 37 years old can catch that ball.
No, not at all.
Dude, did you see him rear up before he let that go?
Yeah, he winded up.
It looked like it was like a Patrick Mahomes going for a Hail Mary. He just launched it.
Marte swings and misses, count as 1-1. But yeah, we literally called it.
Oh, yay. Took a swing.
just talking about how bad fucking Jazz Chisholm is at the third. Again, not a third baseman, but the Yankees. Donald, you said this about 2 years ago. You said every position or certain players with positions with the Yankees is arbitrary. I remember you saying that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. They don't care about your national position. They'll put you wherever they want to put you, regardless if you're good there or not.
Count is 2-1 to Marte. The pitch on the way is inside. Count is 3-1.
I mean, there's no excuse, man. Like,
no,
Peraza is a really good third baseman. Chisholm's a really good second baseman. So you just swap it around. It's not difficult.
It's not, but the Yankees are making it more difficult. Count is 3-1. The pitch to Marte is fouled off. What was I going to say? Armin did reference the article before we went on air. The Yankees were interested in, or at least have checked in on Brian Hayes from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Great defensive third baseman. He's just not a good hitter.
But he can't hit. Isn't he
Exactly.
Like
that's the point.
Rated runs created plus?
Don steps off, but you're absolutely right, Donald. That was my concern. You know, Hayes is not a, and you know what? Here's the thing as well. Some people are referencing it, and honestly, I really don't give a shit what happens with this season. I know they're not winning the World Series and shit. I'll say it after this pitch. 3-2 with Taylor on second. The pitch to Marte. Swinging a line in deep left field. Going back to Dominguez over his head and off the wall. Dominguez barehands it. Taylor scores. Marte holds it first.
Oh, Joe!
5-1 Mets.
Just talking about keep Brian Hayes. I know Luca and I know Donald and myself. We don't care about the money, but Hal will certainly do. Yeah. He is signed to an 8-year, $70 million contract. So this year he's making $7 million all the way up till 2027. In 2028, he makes 8 and 8, and then there's a club option for 2030 at $12 million.
Got a good point, Armand. As Lindor's up at the plate as he walks.
Because these teams work on a budget. Mind you.
That's what we do. We work on a budget. We can't hit that luxury tax. 0-1 pitch to Lindor is in there for a called strike.
Oh, there's L.I. Now, L.I. had a bet that the Yankees would be, let's see, he said the Yankees would be 5 games clear, at least 5 games clear, and would win like 102 games, I believe. That was his prediction.
This season?
Yep. Yeah, would be 5 games clear at the All-Star break. That was his prediction. And I told him that he was insane. And then he called me a moron. Well, it looks like I'm right.
Look who's laughing now. Oh, yeah. Juan Soto's up at the plate anyway.
Looks like I'm not that much of a moron, L.I. I knew this team would suck.
I said it from the world's. I mean, I don't know. Anywho, Juan Soto's up at the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. Pitches a called strike to Soto. But honestly, and I'm saying this, I'm being completely objective here. The Yankees should have taken their rage towards Soto and put it towards the organization for not winning a World Series last year with Soto. That's my personal opinion, but you'll have the simps out here and say, "Oh, fuck Juan Soto," all this bullshit. I'm like, bro, you had 2 generational players, 3, maybe even 3 on the same team. You didn't even come close to winning the World Series. Stanton, Judge, and Soto, and Garrett Cole pitching.
Right.
And you lost 4-1 in a gentleman's sweep. Be pissed at the organization, not Soto. He has a ring.
Laughed at the Yankees. The Dodgers laughed at the Yankees. After the World Series. They clowned us.
Remember, Donald, by the way, end of the second inning, 5-1 Mets. Aaron Boone was more pissed off at Joe Kelly trolling the Yankees than I guess you could say he was than he was pissed off at the Yankees actually losing the World Series.
It's because he's soft. He's a big baby. Oh, the umpire bullied me. Oh, Joe Kelly laughed at us. It's just not fair. Big baby.
And that's the whole culture. That's the Yankee culture. I know you saw Li's comment. I'm just trying to read it over. First of all, they should have traded LeMahieu a while ago. I agree with that. But the stand
last year should have DFA'd him.
But Judge didn't want that. Aaron Judge is good buddies with LeMahieu. That's the culture we have, Donald. But regardless, what was I going to say? Yeah, Stan should if you don't understand Stan's postseason value, I don't know what to tell you, but blame the ownership. Armin, as you can see, I have many words for the Yankees, but I'm not angry. I'm just stating because, as I said, I don't get angry at this shit anymore after the World Series. Nothing surprises me.
Reading a lot of stuff in the offseason and having discussions with Luca now, it's like, I'll say this. I'm surprised Stanton is playing this season with his two elbow injuries, the tennis elbow. To be pissed off at him and only having one home run, like, he has two tennis elbow injuries, and like from all the reports that happened this offseason, it sounded like he was not going to play this year.
Exactly.
I'm amazed. Amazed he's playing.
And okay, if you're trading LeMahieu, if you're wanting the contract off the books, that's what you want. You're not getting anything in return. Or you'd have to to get that money off the books, you have to attach a top prospect to it for a team to take that contract on. I mean, case in point, I'll go back to this. John Henry and Boston, the Fenway Sports Group, when they told Hiram Bloom they did not want to pay Mookie Betts, they told him to trade him, and then they forced him to attach David Price's contract to Mookie Betts, which is why they didn't get a good return in a trade package.
Exactly. You're right. You're absolutely right. Here's another disappointment, Donald. Austin Wells.
Very disappointed with Austin Wells. But apparently he's got some sort of an issue with his finger.
That's right. I did read that. It was something wrong with the artery in his finger, I believe, or something.
Right. And he said something that was a little bit like off-putting when he said something at least it's not life-threatening.
Yeah, he says he's like, yeah, I'll be okay. It's not life-threatening. I'm like, the artery in your finger, that's not a common issue. As Wells
It's not great when you're
Wells
catching.
did not like the call, and he is arguing with Laz Diaz about the swing.
Which they always do. This is the new Yankees.
Wells is
he
still
gone?
yelling at him. And so is Aaron Boone. He's yelling right at Laz Diaz.
Oh, God, here we go.
Laz Diaz hearing it from both angles. Aaron Boone still giving it to him.
I'm getting kind of sick of this.
Oh, it's this, dude. It's the soft culture that you mentioned.
It's like they take no responsibility for their own performance. Whoa.
Well, that ball is gone.
That's good. Okay.
Austin Wells with a solo bomb into the right field seats. It's 5-2 Mets as the Yankees get another run.
Christ.
I do like Wells, man. I do like him. I wonder if it was partly the injury that's affected him, but
I'll say this, at least he did something positive, getting pissed off at that strike call and came out with a positive result.
Yeah, that's
one of the few Yankees I actually rate.
So here is Oswald Peraza facing Frankie Montas, his former teammate. Pitch from Montas is on the corner for a strike. That pitch was dead.
How's Montas pitched for you, Armand?
He's only had 2 starts, so his first start coming off the lat injury was pretty good. He went 5 innings, but then he had a disaster in Pittsburgh. He was that whole series was a disaster, but like O'Neal Cruz hit 2 runs off of him. Well, that game, it was a total shit show, this second start. So, and sadly, we need him right now because we have so many injuries. Mendoza kind of gave us a glimmer of hope at the pregame press conference where we could have Minaya and Senga back next weekend against the Royals right before the All-Star break.
Oh, that's good.
Minaya is going to have one more rehab start, which will be Tuesday. He could have come back last week, but then obviously there was a loose body found in his elbow, and that came into an uproar. And obviously, I was at the game that Senga got hurt with his calf again. And it looked worse in person than it did. Obviously we got bit, But he's going to have a start either today or tomorrow. And they'll see how it goes. Thank God it's not an arm injury for Senga. But supposedly the Royal Series, they both could be back. All right. And they need it, man. We need it. Clay Holmes has exceeded his pitching, his innings from last year. And since the Colorado series, he hasn't been as great. But as we know, Colorado affects a lot of pitchers, especially when you're taking a reliever, turning them into a starter,
Yeah.
and their innings limit exceeds. I've kind of thought this, like they should call up one of the young kids or take somebody that's just like an arm and pair them with Holmes with his starts and just have him go 3 innings per start right now to curb his innings for the remainder of the season. He goes 3 innings and then you go to the bullpen or you go with one of the young kids, whether it's McLean or Tong or Sprout.
Mm-hmm. Trent Grisham up at the plate, grounded out in the first inning. Montas still doing really good with his pitch count, 38 pitches. And Donald, the Yankees don't like to take pitches, apparently. That's what I'm seeing. Not in their vocabulary. Pitch and tipped foul will be 0-2.
By the way, I wasn't a fan of Montas' signing in the offseason, like a lot of people. And I was warned about it by people. I'm like, I'm not a fan of it.
Right. I wasn't a fan of Montas. I said the Yankees should, at the time should have traded Anthony Volpe for Luis Castillo.
Oh God, please! Could you imagine if we got that done?
We traded for Montas. 0-2 pitch to Grisham, swung on a chop foul.
We always go for the B option.
Oh, 100%, because we don't want to give up all the prospects, and then we just waste them away.
Just like what they did with Garrett Cole. We could have had Garrett Cole like 2 years earlier.
Yeah.
If they gave up Clint Frazier or what was that? And DFA both.
Grisham chops it foul. You're absolutely right. But this is a common trend. They could have traded for Zach Greinke. They could have traded for Cliff Lee. It's a whole timeline with Cashman. It's all among his resume. They didn't trade for Cliff Lee.
No offense, but you could have signed Zach Wheeler in 2019.
Yeah, we instead re-upped J Happ.
Oh, that was a great signing. No.
We instead re-upped J Happ. Anywho, count is 0-2 here. From Frankie Montas to Grisham, the pitch on the way is downstairs 1-2. Aaron Judge awaits on deck. He's 0 for 1.
So why is Stanton sitting again? How is he going to get in a rhythm if he constantly sits?
1-2 pitch is popped into right center field, going and Lewis Taylor for the second out. But you're absolutely right, Donald. Why Stanton sitting? Donald. You're making logic, and you're obviously speaking common sense here. The Yankees really don't have that. It's what the numbers say.
It's just hard to get. Right? I mean, whatever he gives you is kind of a bonus right now because of his 2 tennis elbows. Anyone who's criticizing him, I don't know what he could possibly do to make you happy, considering he had like a 2,000 OPS in the playoffs last year. He is injured, and he's trying to fight through it. We might as well make use of him. I don't get it. But the biggest thing I don't get is Dominguez not leading off. Like, that's just absurd. What he did yesterday, and he still couldn't lead off today, it's just disgusting. This whole team's disgusting.
0-1 pitch is outside of Judge. You're absolutely right. And we've been saying this stuff for a while now. And Dominguez is getting hot at the right time because none of the other top Yankee prospects are going to. Peraza's not hitting. Volpe's not hitting. Wells, he just hit the home run, but otherwise he's not been hitting. He's the one the young Yankee guy that's been hitting. 1-1 pitch to Judge is outside 2-1.
Well, yeah, but as well as Ben Rice. I freaking love Ben.
Ben Rice too, yeah. And then we're playing like him in 3 different positions. He's DHing. He's playing first base. He's playing catcher.
Oh, there's 3 positions. Crazy.
Judge with a wave at the curveball count is 2-2.
But Volpe gets the red carpet treatment, no competition.
Oh, of course. And everybody made a big deal yesterday of him being pinch hit by Grisham. You should just sit for a couple of games. 2-2. And Judge gets a fastball blown by him. End of the inning, but Wells hits the home run. 5-2 Mets.
This game's already over.
Stan's elbows just not good. He's a guy that only swings left. Stan sacrifices elbows for last postseason. The rest of the team crap the bed. You're absolutely right. Anyway, here's the thing: if you're not going to be playing most days, should I say, just sit him on the IL and sit him out for the rest of the season until he gets healthy. Because honestly, at this point, people are bringing it up on Twitter. I was going to bring this up earlier. Should the Yankees just consider selling?
Yeah.
Just as a thought, because you got Weaver, free agent.
Devin Williams is a free agent.
Evan Williams, free agent. Paul Goldschmidt, free agent. Just consider selling and restocking the farm because you're not going anywhere this year. You're not.
No. There's too many holes. And now you got Clark Schmidt, who's going to go for TJ. So now we've got two of our 5 starters on TJ. You got Hill, Luis Hill, who's still working his way back. He's not going to be expected till August. They shouldn't rush him either. At this point, this season's a wash. Let's be honest.
Oh,
they don't have the talent.
But you know what the thing is, though? It's going to be like 2023, in my opinion. They're just going to stand pat. They're not going to sell. They're not going to acquire anybody. They're just like, okay. Donald, Aaron Boone said this, I think, like a month ago. Luis Hill is going to be like our trade acquisition. I swear to you, he said that.
I mean, I'm not sure if it's wise to rush these people back. I mean,
no.
They rushed they've rushed people back in the past, Weaver. They rushed him back.
Yeah, Weaver's 100% not looking like himself. Not at all.
Absolutely. I think they rushed him back. They've rushed Stanton back, and it's not really working. I don't know. I don't feel good about this. But that's what made last season so ridiculous. So you postponed Garrett Cole's surgery in order to go all in last year.
Yeah.
Acquired Juan Soto. They've gone all in last year. But when it got to the deadline, they didn't go all in.
No.
That makes sense. All the targets that you wanted went to the Dodgers. And they won the championship.
Tommy Edman.
They wanted Edman. Dodgers got him.
Count as 2-1 to Alonso. Yeah, dude. And everybody can notice this. The ones who are logical, obviously, they just take half measures. They just take half measures with everything. We're gonna acquire somebody. Now we're not gonna acquire the A guy. We're gonna acquire the B guy.
By the way, they knew that Stanton had bad elbows.
Of course,
by mid-season they knew he had bad elbows. So obviously Stanton sacrificed his body in order to try and win a championship, and the Yankees didn't go all in. And now they're paying the price because these guys are all hurt now, and they're a mediocre ball club. The only reason why they're even in the playoff hunt is because the American League is garbage.
And Aaron Judge. Aaron
Judge, Max Fried, and the American League is garbage. It's the only reason why the Yankees are even in the playoff hunt. Because if they were in the National League, they would not even be close to a wild card team.
100%. Count is 3-2 from Rodon. The pitch on the way to Alonso, swing and a miss on the fastball, one gone. And I said this, I think, either prior to the season or during the season. I was like, this is so closely reminiscent to 2022 or 2023. Because 2022-23, it was Judge basically carrying the team. And,
nothing's changed. It's the same organization. It's the same excuses, same gaslighting. It's the same story. And every year it just repeats itself. Every season it just repeats itself.
Ball inside there to Nimmo, who had the big fly back in the first inning.
And they're so arrogant. Aaron Boone saying they're the best team in the league. Dude, they're not even the best team in the division.
Not even close. Pitch is fouled off by Nimmo. But again, I said it last year in the World Series, and Alex has his phrase with the 3 words. They're a complacent team. They think everything's okay. They want everything to be okay. Donald, you said it in quotes, a very self-satisfied organization.
Yeah, they're very happy with themselves.
1-1 pitch is swinging a line to center field. Grisham is there for the second out. Armin, you were saying.
And it starts from the top to the bottom. It starts with Hal. Hal is complacent.
Yes, he is.
And I'll say this for the record, and it's a slight disagreement with I have with Rob, not totally, but it's a slight disagreement. He says, for the Yankees, he's like, you can't say, Hal doesn't care about winning; it's only a money thing. They have to be winning to make money. True, but you can't sit here and tell me, just my personal opinion, that when the Yankees go back to Yankee Stadium, I don't know who they face after the Mets. I have to check that, but that's going to be a
Seattle.
stadium.
I think it's Seattle. Man.
Yeah. That's going to be a whole. I believe that's a home series. That stadium is going to be filled. I wouldn't guarantee sold out 48,000 all the way, but that stadium is going to be filled. People are still going to go. It's not like
man, they still sold out like when they're not even in the playoffs because it's a tourist destination now. And to be honest, I don't even know how many hardcore Yankee fans actually go to these games this year because from what I hear, it's a very poor atmosphere. It's quite quiet.
Oh,
you've been to a couple of games, and you said that the atmosphere is pretty dead, right?
Listen, I'll credit Mike Francesa. He said it, I think, recently in his podcast. He says the Yankees right now they used to care about winning in the standard. Now it's about selling out as many luxury boxes at the state, selling out as many luxury boxes, and it's also filling up the stadium. That's all. Dude, and I hate saying this because it's my favorite team and all these different things. Donald, you're absolutely right. When I brought up to you the fucking stadium experience I had, I believe it was May 2nd.
Yeah,
dude, it was like a funeral. It was a divisional game against the Rays, guaranteed. It was shitty weather. It was raining. It was a little bit of a delay, but dude, our section was filled. There was almost no cheering. We were in the left field bleachers. Right field bleachers obviously is where it's at in terms of the stadium and the crowd, and that kind of thing. But dude. You could hear a pin. If it was just that section you were in, you could hear a pin drop. It was awful. I was like, I was trying to be respectful. I was like, Donald, you convinced me to go somewhat. Because I told you prior because we were doing a playoff stream. I was like, I really don't want to go to the stadium. I really don't have the itch. She's like, you know what, man, just have a good time. I'm like, okay, I'll try. I'm serious. I will try. I tried. I got no return on my investment. Donald, how much do they charge for chicken buckets? How much do they charge for beer? How much do they charge for a 99 burger? And the lines are filled to the brim. All they care about is selling out food. It's like going to an amusement park almost.
Yes! I noticed that. See, I remember, what was it? It was I think it was the day before spring training officially started, right?
Yeah.
And the Yankee official Twitter handle was all about the prices of the food and the new food that was being brought in. And I was like, oh my God, this is what the team is now. It's all about food. Oh, here's the new such and such.
Austin Wells.
There's the Austin Wells taco that looked like something you could get in McDonald's.
You're right. Just want to get the comments real quick.
And it was like a treble the price of what you would get in McDonald's, if not 10 times the price. It's shameless. And then what was while everyone else was making all these big signings, what was the Yankee Twitter handle doing? It was Brian Hoke was going behind the scenes of the Yankees facility in Tampa, and it was they got a new freaking canteen, and the players got a new lounge, and I was like, this is what the Yankees are now. This is what they are. It's no longer about championships. It's no longer about winning. It's just about selling food and looking cool.
Exactly. Count is 1-2. It looks like JC Escar is about to suit up because it appears that Austin Wells is not doing well right now. Might be that fucking finger of his.
Well, no, he actually got hit in the.
He got hit in the head.
Oh, gotcha. That's right. I did see that. Never mind. That was my mistake. Always respect Giancarlo. Do put all. Yeah, I feel terrible for Giancarlo Stanton. He put it all. How much we don't even know how much he has left because he put it on the line last year. But anyways, Vientos grounds to short. Here's Volpe with the throw. He's out at first. Quiet inning for the Mets. We head to the fourth. 5-2 Mets. Anyways, who is a bigger locale franchise between the Jets and the Mets? The Mets are doing well right now. The Jets.
It's the Jets. They're the locale.
Is the answer. Also, happy late 4th of July, gentlemen. Stay safe out there. Hal designed this stadium to siphon money out of people's pockets. Now it's for watching baseball. But yeah, listen. Let me ask Donald, how was your 4th of July?
I was working the whole
All
way.
right.
So I didn't get to really. And then I came back in time to watch the Yankees lose, so kind of sucked.
I mean, I guess you were better off working, but
Exactly.
and,
Jeez.
and I was talking with Sean. This was prior to the game we were going to in May, and I basically I was full out with him. I was like, dude, I really don't know how much I really want to go to the stadium. He was like, I'll be honest, I have fun at the stadium. We have fun at the stadium. All this like, and I'm not criticizing or anything like that, but it was like, I want to see my team win first, and I can have fun with that. And get the chicken buckets and shit. You know what? As somebody said on Twitter, I was in a thread with, the Yankee Stadium experience is a caricature of itself. It's like a cartoon.
Yeah, the last game I went to was also the Yankee Mets game where the Mets.
Oh yeah, that's right. Lindor hit 3 home
Yeah, what was the score? Like 15-2 or something in the Mets, or 15-5. I can't remember, but I paid $100 to sit in the worst seat in the house. It was the very, 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 very top, right by the freaking roof. And to be honest, there was a lot of Met fans there, for one. And they got their asses handed to them. And then I went down and got a beer, and it cost like $25. And I was like, "Oh, this is shameless." So I just started booing everyone. I was furious. I didn't get any return on my investment. And there's also something that they need to quit is all the noises, all the background noise, all the.
Oh my God! Yes.
Why?
Well, they're doing. Can I get a Hoya? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? This is
not what is it? 80s in the 8th inning and all that. This is crazy stuff. That's just really fucking
amateur hour. It's amateur hour.
It's irritating and overly loud. You can't generate atmosphere if they pump in fake atmosphere.
That as pitches Bellinger's fouled away. And dude, it's not like you're going to SoFi Stadium for like the Rams or something where the opposing team is going to take over. Dude, you're in a stadium that's a majority of your own fans. And if they're not making noise, there is a problem.
It's Yankee freaking Stadium, and they used to generate their own atmosphere, and it used to be intimidating. Now it's not intimidating in the least.
Bellinger with the ground up, by the way, the first one out. As Alex said, it's Krabby Land. If you ever watch, it's Krabby Land. It's literally Krabby Land. Oh, ice cream. Oh, sushi at a baseball game. Sushi at a baseball. Oh, here's another one, Donald. The tiramisu cake in a cup.
Ugh.
On your helmet.
In 110-degree weather.
Oh. I love this food talk because it's not just a Yankee thing. It's actually a friggin' Major League Baseball thing because every team puts out new menu items year after year.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mets do it, and they've actually won the best ballpark food 3 years in a row.
I'll credit
the Mets food's good. I actually like the Mets Stadium. I went to Foo Fighters concert there in the Mets Stadium last year. It was great. I think it's a beautiful stadium. Gorgeous stadium. And it's good facilities, really nice facilities. It's very clean. And I think the Mets are doing well, man. They're doing it right. They've got a nice park. And I think the Yankees are just a shameless exploitation of a very passionate fan base.
With a nice grab in right field.
Yeah, nice grab by Soto and right.
I think the Yankees. I think Howell exploits the Yankee fan loyalty. You know what I'm saying?
It's
exploits it to the max.
You're right, 100%.
Show up.
I'll tell you what. Hal wants the Yankees to win just enough for ticket sales to go up and up and up.
Right.
To win enough. Not to win championships, but just to win enough. If they're over 500, if they're in the wild card race, then it's like, okay, you got me my money.
And he also knows that he doesn't need to go overboard and sign a superstar because he knows that if old school fan doesn't turn up and protest, then a tourist from frickin' Timbuktu will come in and take that seat anyway. So he's not bothered. He's fine. It's the same money.
And that's why I said strike 2 to Chisholm. By the way, he's counted as 1 and 2. But like, you know, like what's the only relic that's left from like the history of the Yankees that you can actually go to in the stadium? Monument Park. I love Monument Park, but you know what? It's going to become a tourist attraction. Like there's no that's where that's I guess where the tourists go now. But like that should be for the diehards. But again, this
and it's also very difficult to access that.
Yeah. As this one's the final out, mid-4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's 5-2 Mets, 1-2-3 inning for Montas. But
yeah, that's the last relic, bro. That is what it is.
Any fan going to Monument Park, or do you need like a specific ticket? Like
no, you can go. Anybody can go.
Okay.
No, it's just not very easy to locate. At the old stadium was much easier.
Sure was.
And in the old stadium, it kind of felt like it felt more special in the old stadium. There was like a reverence to it. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, wow.
Like we're truly honoring our guys.
Yeah. Well, also because it's the same. You're kind of walking in the same steps as where Mickey Mantle walked, and
exactly,
and Ruth, and so it felt different. You know what I'm saying? It just felt special. So going to Monument Park there, you were just like, oh my god, like I'm in the presence of greatness. I didn't get that same vibe at the new stadium. It's just different.
It was just placed in like dude. I'm gonna be completely fair. Like I know where old Monument Park was placed in the old Yankee Stadium. Like it was tucked away, but as you said, Donald, you could access it, and it was in its own place. For the Yankee Stadium now, it's we'll just throw it in center field, and we'll just put a netting over it.
Yeah, it's not quite the same, but nothing's really quite the same because the old stadium they didn't need all the piped in fake noises.
No,
because the noise was deafening. The freaking place shook. There was so much noise, the place fucking shook. And now you have to pump in fake noise, fake fucking background noise, and it just takes away the atmosphere.
Oh, 100%.
Am I wrong to think this too? The only reason why the Yankees got a new Yankee Stadium was because the Mets were getting Citi Field. Because Citi Field opened up in 2009.
Right. That's right. I still think that the Yankees all they needed to do was just kind of build up on that one stadium. They didn't need to trash it.
100%. Here's Luis Torrens. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out. And then I'm going to get to a few comments. I see some chatter going on. The 0-1 pitch on the way to Torrens is downstairs. Anywho, Jack Crick says, what is the Jets' floor and ceiling for the 2025 season? I think y'all beat the Steelers week 1. The Jets have owned the Steelers in recent memory. You know what's funny, Jack? My best friend and my brother, before we were officially getting to move to Tennessee, that announcement happened. They were going to drag me to that game because I just did not want to go. But I'll be in Tennessee, obviously, when the game happens. My best friend Sean's going to go to that game alone. But he's like, you know what? I'm going to FaceTime you while I'm at the game so you can watch it as if, like, you're right next to me. I'm like,
oh. Which game is this?
Steelers-Jets week 1 at MetLife Stadium.
Oh, you can't go?
Well, not if I have maybe I can go. But, again, I don't have, as I said, I don't have a job locked down as of yet. We got to see what happens. But obviously, time off and things like that will factor in. So,
are you excited or nervous or?
Oh, I'm definitely excited to head to Tennessee. Definitely excited. 2-2 pitch to Torrens, and he did not go around since the first base.
Do you think you're gonna miss New York?
Oh yeah, there's some things I'm gonna miss in New York. Friends, family, and. Listen, I'm going to be completely. I'll miss MSG. I'll say that. I'll miss MSG. But I'll be back to go to a Knicks game, obviously, or a Rangers game, or both. But Yankees.
Rangers.
Oh, that's right. Armin is not a Rangers fan. He's a Penguins fan. What I was going to say was I won't miss Yankee Stadium, but I will miss MSG. Just like, and also what's really a part of it too is like when we were in the city for Game 3 of the conference finals, how the atmosphere at the bars is just like wow, like the New York City nightlife. I mean, yeah, of course I'll miss that. So there are some aspects, yeah, the food and some aspects, the pizza, Chinese food, the bagels. But you know what? Southern barbecue has it nice. But listen, every place has its own quirks with its food.
That's true.
Nashville hot chicken. Should
Gonna have to
enjoy
try
that in
that.
Tennessee.
Gonna have to try that because also my cousin has it's a ground ball fielded by Chisholm deep at third, and he gets the out at first for the first out. My cousin's having his bachelorette party in late October, so I'm gonna have to head down to Nashville anyway. I do want to go to Nashville, obviously, for a visit. But in case you
Great
guys,
city, apparently.
yeah, it's some great cities I've heard. Also, I'm 2 hours away from Truist Park in Atlanta. So if the Yankees play in Atlanta next year, if they do, I'll go down and see them there.
Yeah, you kind of got the best of both worlds because like Atlanta's a great city, and so's Memphis is meant to be really really nice to see.
Yeah, Memphis is about 5 hours west. That's the western side of the state. But
And how long a flight is it back to New York?
you do have to lay over, unless it's a direct flight from Chattanooga. I'm not sure which, as Bellinger catches the second out with the line out for McNeil. I know Alex obviously was down there to check apartments and stuff, um, but I think it would be like 2 hours, maybe. I don't know if you have to do a direct flight, but from you could do two options. You can lay over from Chattanooga, or you could fly into Nashville, which I think is like 2 hours. I could be wrong.
That's not bad, man. That's not that bad.
No,
I'm sure he'll still, go to games and go to Yankee games and stuff like that.
of course, yeah. Listen. Just because I'm moving somewhere else doesn't mean I'm not visiting. Of course, I'm going to come back and visit. But
Yeah.
Jack asked why you're moving to Tennessee and why. Well, in case you want to check it out, I'll sum it up for short. This one's grounded foul. I'll sum it up for short. If you want more details, you can go to Alex's 12-minute video to explain. Alex officially signed his contract. He'll be working with WTVC Chattanooga as a multimedia journalist, like a news anchor. So that's a position down in Tennessee. In summation, I'll be joining him. I'm applying for a news producer position at the same station. So I've yet to hear back. I'll just keep it like that. But hoping to get in the same station, hoping to follow the same career path. And right now, as you guys, you can look it up if you don't want to. It's fine. His pitch is call strike three to Taylor. That'll end the inning. 5-2 Mets. We hit the top of the fifth. But if you look at guys like Kevin Burkhardt, Joe Davis, these guys, whether it's sports or whatever media industry, they start in local cities. They start local, mostly down south. So that's where it starts, man. It's not, you can land in New York immediately. We've applied to New York positions. They want experience. So that's the deal with that, Jack. But if you want, you can check out the video as well.
And is it contractually you're not allowed to have content for something else? Like channel?
Well, Alex basically said he's just not going to have time for it because this is going to be like a 5-day-a-week job. It's a very busy job. He's going to have to go through some training for the first 3 months. I mean, I'm still doing, guys. I just want to say real quick, I'm still doing Nick's cast as of right now. Obviously, I'll keep you guys updated, but he's just not going to have time for it. It's going to be a busy day for him. It's long hours at the news station. So, as of right now, he'll still keep the channel up for stuff for like people to view old videos and shit, but like no new content's coming out.
So you might be able to do the occasional stream.
Possibly, yes.
That would be great.
Now, listen, I'll still be running my Knicks channel. It doesn't mean I can't pop onto other channels too, but as of right now, I'm still with the Knicks Cast channel, and I'm still doing my thing. So
that's awesome.
Yes. All right, fellas, I got to get back to it. Thank you, Disgruntled. Appreciate you hanging around. But yeah, they're showing the Rockville Center Cedar Golf Club. They're on SNY. But I think supposedly Michael Kay was going off on Yankee fans again about Aaron Boone or Anthony Volpe's struggles. I was like, I'm not going to hear any of this because we know.
What did he say now? You guys are idiots. What did he say?
I don't recall. I don't know what he said because I didn't look at the video, but I was like, I'm not even going to bother. And then Don LaGreca was going on about on his show with Alan Hahn. Oh, the Yankees are relevant in the playoffs every year. I'm like, dude, are we serious with this talk? That's what Don's always said about the Yankees. Oh, they're in the playoffs every year. They're relevant. I'm like, who cares? We wanted to win championships. Ground ball to the door, first out.
I really don't care about relevance. Of course, they're the Yankees. They're always going to be relevant.
They're a brand.
Exactly. They're the biggest brand in professional sports. They're always going to be relevant.
Sorry about that.
I care about relevance. I care about winning. That's it. And last time I checked, you don't get like a freaking trophy for getting knocked out in the first round of the fucking playoffs. So who fucking cares?
Somebody threw something out on the field. I don't know what that was.
Good. It's a shame it didn't hit Volpe in the fucking face.
Oh my god. Yep, Volpe's Golden Boy is up at the plate. He's 0 for 1 today. It's like 1 minute he can't hit a fastball, the next minute he can't hit a curveball. The pitch to Volpe is high 1-0.
Oh, I really need this kid.
148 in the last 5.
694 OPS.
Ass. Count is 1-0. The pitch on the way to Volpe. The pitch is in there for a cold strike. Dahl, remember, he said about that third base throw against the Blue Jays, I'd do it again.
Yep.
I'd do it again.
Absurd lack of accountability.
Count is 1-1 from Montas. The pitch to Volpe is lined into center field. Right there is Taylor for the second out. Trash player. I don't. If you're a Yankee fan, a serious Yankee fan, not a casual, how could you defend him at this point? How could you say that's my shortstop? He's going to get better.
You can't.
I sure can. Here's Austin Wells. First pitch from Montas is popped up. This looks like it'll end the inning. McNeil in the sun makes the catch. Another dead inning for the Yankees. 5-2 as Montas is cruising.
The Rockets are trading Cam Whitmore to the Washington Wizards for 2.
I did see that for 2 second-round picks. Armand, I don't know if you saw this. This was unfortunately, at least right now, former White Sox closer Bobby Jenks has passed away at the age of 44. He was with the closer with the 2005 World Series team.
Oh, damn. He had
What happened
cancer.
to him?
He had cancer.
Oh, that's a shame.
I know that because every day I watch Foul Territory, that baseball podcast, and
Yeah.
they had Bobby Jenks on last year, and they talked about it. Obviously, AJ Brzezinski, who's a part of the FT show, very close to Bobby Jenks, and there was actually the White Sox put out months ago. There was a T-shirt for Bobby Jenks about cancer, like the money was going towards to help him. So I bought the shirt, just like because fuck cancer, But rest in peace to Bobby Jenks,
Yeah,
so,
man.
That sucks.
I want to say it was stomach cancer.
Yeah. It was adenocarcinoma of the stomach, which is stomach cancer cells along the lining of like the organs. So effectively, you could say it was cancer.
So, interesting update, Clark Schmidt. Apparently, the Yankees didn't do any testing on him.
Why do I feel like they knew about this before he was complaining about it? Like, obviously before the Blue Jay game. I think they knew about it beforehand. Of course, they wouldn't do anything.
They're just an incompetent organization.
They're incompetent and complacent.
So just to go off of Donald's thing, the Yankees have the Mariners and the Cubs starting this week, starting Tuesday with Seattle.
And then the Phillies.
Yes.
And then
After the Cubs, it's the All-Star break.
Yeah, are we going to relax? And then the Yankees play the Braves.
Oh, that's right.
And then
Braves, Phillies, then Rays, right?
Braves, Blue Jays in Atlanta, in Toronto, and then against the Phillies at home and the Rays at home.
They could be below 500 by the end of July.
Wouldn't surprise me. Marte takes inside, but yeah. They just as I said, I'm sorry, Armin. They deserve everything bad that comes to them, 100%.
So the Mets, after this series with the Yankees, off on Monday and on the road in Baltimore starting Tuesday, going up to Thursday, and then the weekend series is in Kansas City till the All-Star break. After the All-Star break, we have Cincinnati on the 18th that weekend, and then the Angels the 21st to the 23rd. Mm-hmm. And then off on the 24th, and on the road, it's a West Coast trip for San Francisco from the 25th to the 27th, and then San Diego the 28th to the 30th.
Gotcha. Nice dig out by Bellinger and a great play by Peraza at second. Kind of shades of Robinson Cano right there. Of course, Peraza, great defensive player. Can't get it done with bad offensively, but that doesn't stop the Yankees from playing Anthony Volpe either, who's done nothing well. Pitch to Lindor is downstairs 1-0.
So I'm going to tell you guys, this is how bad Major League Baseball is with food and pricing.
Ooh,
and so this is from a San Francisco Giants podcast. One of the guys went to a Giants game.
Mm-hmm.
You could take a guess. He got a slice of pizza and a fountain soda at San Francisco Oracle Park. How much do you think that cost?
$45.
I'm gonna go $10.
$34.
Jesus, Donald was closer than I was.
That would be 45 in New York.
It probably would be.
And Lindor walks. Rodon did not like the call.
Let's see.
Wells is also giving it to the plate umpire. That pitch was low.
That's a ball.
Yeah, that's a ball.
That's a ball. Like if that's a strike, that's more on pitch framing.
Yeah.
But yeah, $34 from one of the Giant podcasts I follow. They're actually good dudes. I've been on their show.
Nice. Here is Juan Soto. Pitch from Rodon is a called strike. 2 questions now. Would you say this is your least liked Yankee team?
Oh, by far. I still like this team. Well, I wouldn't say the least because there's been a lot of competition. I didn't like the team in the COVID year either. The team with IKF and Josh Donaldson, I despise that team.
2023.
With Aaron Hicks. Ugh, garbage. That was my most despised team because I hated Josh Donaldson and I deeply, deeply despised Aaron Hicks with every bone in my body.
And you named an award after him.
Exactly. And Aaron Boone was just prime Aaron Boone at that point. So I would say 2023, but I don't like this team at all. I didn't like the team that when Judge went down and we had Jake Bowers and Franchi Cordero. Just a vile, vile year. Vile team. Vile ball club.
Runner goes, strike throw to second. Not in time. Lindor steals second.
They're just not likable. And, they've got good pros. Like, Austin Wells is a good pro. Like, Goldschmidt's a good guy. Bellinger's a good guy. So is Grisham. Aaron Judge, Big G. So they've actually got good dudes. But there's something that's just missing, and it's accountability.
Yeah, Volpe didn't.
And it comes from Aaron Boone. If Aaron Boone wasn't Aaron Boone, and he had a fucking personality transplant and held these guys accountable, this would be a much more likable team.
100%. And the second question is, I have a feeling what you're going to answer. I have a feeling I know your answer. Is this a really bad Volpe slump, or is this who he is?
This is who he is. This is not a slump. This is who he is.
3-2 pitch from Rodon to Soto. The pitch, and Soto tips into the glove of Wells. 2 outs.
Just look at his career OPS. Isn't it like 670?
Gonna look at that for you right now. Volpe ass. Career 668 is OPS.
So I was right, 670. So that's who he is, bro. So this is who he is. This is not he's having a bit of a downturn. Fuck right off. He's been awful for 3 years.
In all those years, all OPS is under 700.
And what's the excuse for the Yankees not sending him down?
Good
Because
question.
the optics would be terrible. That's why they don't do it. But they have
Armin
to.
knows that the Mets sent down Alvarez.
Jackson Holiday sent down.
Yeah. And Alvarez got sent down more because of how bad his defense was more than his offense. Because in spring training, he got a second surgery on his hamate, which he got last year. The issue with
Austin Wells
the Mets made a mistake only keeping Alvarez in the minor leagues after he went back after the surgery, after calling him up like he was there for 10 days, and they saw him hitting, and this is like the runners in scoring position were an issue, so they probably thought. But obviously at the time, Torrens and Hayden Senger, who's like our third catcher, who's like our
And that one is gone. Pete Alonso with a 2-run home run.
Oh,
that's crushed. That is gone. That is my polar bear with the polar
19th home run of the season. 7-2 Mets. They are pouring it on.
The Yankees are a disgrace. Do you know what this means?
What's up?
This means I have to do a Yankeefied episode.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that.
Well, that's happening.
That was my honest opinion was Alvarez, after the second hamate injury, should have stayed in the minors for the whole month. Let him get a whole month's worth of games because he missed spring training.
Yeah.
You called him up too early.
Oh, I am actually sick to my stomach.
It's an implosion of all levels because your second most reliable starting pitcher is not even pitching well right now. And I'm surprised he's still out there. That's a base hit for Nimmo the other way.
Good God. Even Finding Nemo's found hits now. He's crushing the Yankees.
Grand slam, the single. And who's up in the Yankee bullpen? I'm curious because I haven't. Oh, it was Efros. And you know what, my brother?
245 most home runs in Met history. So 252 is the record. Is that it?
Yeah, Darryl's number one. Yeah. We haven't been the best at developing position player hitters.
252 is the best.
Yes. Yeah, I know. We can laugh at that.
That was a fastball right down Main Street. Here's Vientos. The pitch is outside. Yeah, as Donald, I was about to say, Alex tweeted this yesterday. It almost seems like every Cashman experimentation in terms of, I should say, reclamation project in terms of like a bullpen piece almost has an expiration date. Runner goes, throw to second, not in time. Now they're just stealing bases now. They stole him with Lindor. They stole him with Nimmo. And Wells is nodding his head at the dugout. Like, I don't. Yeah, he was safe. That wasn't even close. And pitch is low. Count is 3-0.
Oh yeah.
my number one disappointment up at the plate. I know it's 3-1 count, but Vientos is my number one disappointment this season.
Supposed to take that leap, just like Anthony Volpe.
Like, he has taken over the bad at bats like Pete had last year, like swinging at bad pitches and everything and striking out. Like, that's what he's done.
Lined right at Peraza, end of the inning. 2 runs come across for the Mets. They're up 7-2. Let's get to 10. What's up? Alex says, let's get to 10 likes. When does Boone get fired? Dude, it's almost like, what's up, Jet Smith? I'm sorry I didn't shout you out. Maybe I did. It's almost, I don't know when he's going to get fired. I don't know if he gets fired. Donald has probably a better answer for you than I do.
Dude, they extended him after picking up his option, which defeats the purpose of having an option inserted in somebody's contract. Why did they then suddenly extend him after picking up his option? Someone help me understand what the logic is of having a freaking option inserted in a clause if you're just going to extend him anyway.
How many years is that extension?
Nothing. For getting your ass handed to you by the Dodgers, and you still extended him. You could have just picked up his option. No issues. Let him play out this year. But this organization has no accountability.
And no shame. Armand, you were saying.
What was the extension like? How many years is that extension for Boone?
It was like 2 years.
I think it was like 2 or 3 years, and we'll look at the contract now.
It was a 2-year extension, I think.
Defeats the purpose of an actual option on a contract. Like, you see it like in like player contracts too, right? You either accept the option or you decline the option and look for more money. 2-year contract extension through the 2027 season.
Oh, Lord.
You could have easily they could have picked up the option and gave him a 1-year extension.
Right.
In essence, if let's say this season went to shit, you could have fired him and you'd just be paying him for 1 more season.
Exactly. That's what you do.
So we head to the top of the 6th. And Montas will deal to Peraza. Pitch is in there for a called strike. Don, remember when the Yankees hired a firm to evaluate their analytics department?
Yeah, an audit run by Mike Fishman, who's the fucking problem.
Who's really the head of analytics? Oh, it's like telling. I'm gonna evaluate myself. I'm going to evaluate myself. How have I done stuff? Oh, pretty good. Oh, good. I don't have to audit anything. That is the most unself-aware nonsense I've ever heard. Peraza swings through a slider, 885. Count is 0-2. 1-2, excuse me.
Donald, can I ask you a question? Why, instead of going to Weaver yesterday, why didn't they go to Devin Williams? Because he was only used 1 game in Toronto.
Oh, damn, that was a hell of a play.
Hell of a play by Lindor, must I say.
That was an incredible play by Lindor. I thought he was safe. That was good hard running by Peraza, but I thought he had him.
Armin, you were saying?
Why didn't they go to Devin yesterday instead of going to Weaver? Because Weaver was used in 3 games in Toronto where Devin was only used 1, and he had the day off before. Because he wasn't used on Thursday. Devin was used on Wednesday.
That's a good point.
Because now you got a 7-2 game right here, right now. And if it stays like this, you essentially
it's a misplay in left field. This gets behind Nimmo.
Oh, Christ. Don't. Well, we got bailed out for Taylor getting there as fast as he could because it keeps the runners on first and second. Because now, essentially, if this game stays 7-2, essentially, and Devin doesn't come in, that's what now? 3 days off?
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, and today, obviously. What is that, Nemo?
So here's Aaron Judge. He could swing the Yankees back into a game with a 3-run bomb. Montas from the stretch. Pitch. Strike call on the right down the plate. Count is 0-1. Oh my God, Donald! I gotta say this after the pitch. You're gonna laugh your ass off, but could be mad at the same time. 0-1 pitch on the way is 1-1 outside 1-1. Apparently, per yes, Aaron Judge was hit by a thrown ball from Volpe between innings.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Who? What? Where did you read that?
It was Brian Hoke. He said, per yes, Judge was hit by a thrown ball from Volpe between innings.
Oh my God. That is freaking hilarious.
That's your shortstop.
That's my shortstop. The worst arm. But Judge will be fine because Volpe's got an arm of a 6-year-old girl, so it's okay.
And that and he is out at first. I'm surprised Vientos didn't take the out at third, so it's 1 out regardless. The 2 runners move up. 2 lead runners move up. I'm surprised Vientos didn't take the out at third, or at least.
Oh, what are you doing, Mark? You got to take the out at third.
It's a nice backhand. It's like he hesitated. He kind of like last second. It was like, oh, last second thought I'm gonna throw to first. That throw was high. Good.
And it looked like he double clutched in his freaking.
Yeah. He did double clutch.
Jesus, Mark, you got to take the out at third and try to make the throw at the same time.
Bellinger swings out of his shoes that time. Strike 1.
Good Lord.
Like, I know we're up 7-2, but you take the out at third and hope for a double play, getting Judge out at first.
Timeout is called by Bellinger. Count is 0-1. Pitch. Looped into center field. That's going to drop in the gap. Base hit. Gets in front of Taylor. 1 run scores. 2 runs scores. It is a 7-4 ball game.
Jesus Christ, Vientos.
What's up to Chris the Flash? Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. He says, "What's up, fellas? What's up, Chris the Flash?"
What up, Chris the Flash? How are you?
Best throw from Volpe. Yeah, that was the best throw from Volpe all year. And apparently, that was actually during warm-ups, Donald. Apparently, or actually, might have been between innings. Not sure, but yeah, it was warm-ups between innings. He had Judge in the eye, near his right eye.
That's hilarious. What a clown show.
Warming up in the bullpen for the Mets is left-hander Richard Lovelady.
Oh, Christ almighty, not Dickey. Yeah, supposedly he wants to go by Dickey.
Okay, Dickey.
That one decision by Vientos just added 2 runs to fucking Montas's stat line.
And now as Ben Rice comes to the plate. Although he's hitting 229, he does have a 784 OPS. Flew out and he lined out in his previous 2 at-bats. Montas from the stretch. Pitch. Inside 1-0. Yeah, as you're going to see the replay of, oh, geez, right off the side of the face.
Jesus Christ, is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine. Again, they have that bandage, so 1-0. Pitch to Rice, chop foul. Nope. Yeah, it was foul. Never mind. Yeah, it was. SNY showed the replay of the of Judge B. It was right off the side of his face. It
Oh, yeah, I
smacked.
just saw it. I'm watching it on SNY. That's hilarious.
Oh my god.
It smacked off his sunglasses. Rice will dig back in. 76 pitches for Montas. 4 runs allowed. Runner on second. 1 out. 1-1 count. Montas from the stretch. The pitch. Rice pops this one. Gets under it into center field. Taylor is there. 2 outs. By the way, folks, let's get to 10 likes. Hit that like button. And Carlos Mendoza has seen enough. He will turn.
Oh my god! Why?
He will turn to Dick Lovelady.
I swear to Christ, let him finish the inning, Mendoza. Oh, you learned from Boone, didn't you?
Apparently he did. Apparently, I guess he did.
It's 2 outs. He's at what, 77 pitches?
Yes.
2 outs. Let him finish. He just got out. He just got out Ben Rice, a lefty. Like, if you're gonna pull him when Rice is coming up to go to Lovelady. Montas, I gotta hand you credit. I said, give me a quality game. I said I'd take 5 innings.
You got 5 2/3. Oh, wait,
Right.
that's right. He did learn from Aaron Boone, Armin, because Aaron Boone loves to take out pitchers with 2 outs.
I would have let Montas finish this inning. I mean, if Jazz did something, if Jazz got on base, if Jazz, brought in who's ever on second, I would consider for Dominguez bringing in Lovelady or somebody else from the bullpen.
Oh, look at this. Talking Yanks. Aaron Judge was hit coming off the field with a throw from Volpe. It is normal for a ball to be thrown to Judge as it comes off the field. Yeah, let's make that excuse for Volpe.
Volpe's a fucking idiot.
Somebody says make it happen, and they photoshopped Anthony Volpe in an Uber Eats shirt. I think I saw one yesterday where he said, where somebody said, "Put the fries in the bag, Volpe," and Volpe has the McDonald's outfit on. Sam Rosen, a legendary Rangers broadcaster at the game, also used to do some NFL games as well. Richard Lovelady, or Dickie Lovelady, is on. Six and a third innings, 11.37 ERA. 2 scoreless outings in 5 appearances for Lovelady. 9.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. 1.055 opponent OPS. Jazz Chisholm and Laz Diaz chatting up, but all fun and games for him. Chisholm, not great against left-handed pitching. A homer for RBIs with 224 batting average. Could be a clutch situation here for Jazz. Lovelady from the stretch. The pitch. Called strike. Count is 0-1. Paul Goldschmidt swinging a bat. Maybe he's a potential pinch hitter. Lovelady from the stretch. Pitch on the way. Inside of Chisholm, 1-1. Mendoza looking on. Count is 1-1. Pitch. Shot foul behind the backstop. Count is 1-2. From the stretches, Lovelady with Bellinger leading off second. Pitch. Chisholm chops it. Back to Lovelady. He fields. He fires. He gets the out at first. But a couple runs come across for the Yankees. 2 runs specifically. Mets still up 7-4.
And Dickey succeeds.
Yes, he does succeed. For the Mets, it'll be Torrens, McNeil, and Taylor.
Oh, joy.
Donald, is Boone going to say we had some good at-bats in the 6th?
Oh, God. You know it. Oh, really proud of our compete.
We fought our tails off.
Yeah, we're just so good. Best team in the league.
What's funny is a couple days, I think this was when they beat the A's, and I kind of, like I say, through a fit, I kind of raged at Judge's comments. And then they were talking about first place. I'm like, yeah, where are you now? You're in second place. Good job. Never will they bench Anthony Volpe. Never. But Donald, we were mocking it during the World Series. He was supposed to be the next Derek Jeter. They said it was to Lindor.
You know it.
Never once bought that propaganda shit.
Never buy their propaganda.
Never.
That's all it is. Don't listen to it.
And especially, not that I've watched it, and I don't care to watch it, the Gracie Cashman show.
I haven't watched it, I have to say.
Honestly, as I said, I haven't either, but I don't care to. Why does she get her own show? Anyways, up at the plate is Luis Torrens. He'll be facing Scott Effross, who spent most of his season in AAA. The pitch is in there for a called strike. Didn't Effross have arm problems before being traded to the Yankees?
Yes. He ended up having to get surgery basically within like a week of becoming a Yankee. 2 weeks of becoming a Yankee.
Didn't you get him from the Cubs?
Yes.
Yes.
We traded, I think it was Hayden Wisniewski.
Yeah, was one of our better prospects at the time.
Oh, now who's on the he's on the Astros now, but he had Tommy John surgery. He's out for the season.
Oh, okay.
We traded one guy for another guy to Tommy John. Pitches, cannabis, one gone.
Hayden Wisniewski was traded for Kyle Tucker.
Yes, he was. Meanwhile, we got Jack.
Good job, Perez.
Meanwhile, we got Jack for fucking return of the investment of Effross. Here's Jeff McNeil. He's lined out twice. And you know what? About the Yankee culture, Donald, and I didn't like this. I'm not going to say I didn't like this player when he was with the Yankees, but, you know, it's evident when you escape the Yankees and you have a manager that holds you more accountable as this one's popped up. To the left side, Dominguez calling it 2 outs. You know, Gleyber Torres is the all-star starter at second base.
Oh, yeah, funny that.
And listen, I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of re-signing Torres just for the sake of his mental errors. It doesn't really seem he's had many mental errors with Detroit.
Yeah.
But that's what happens when you escape Yankee land.
It's the organization, bro.
Tyrone Taylor takes outside. Now I'm going to ask you, Donald, because somebody was mentioning on Twitter. I happen to agree. We starting to come to the conclusion that Devin Williams is not fit for New York.
Oh God, I know, man. Well, there's just too many problems to even start with.
Exactly, that's true. Because a lot of people think he just doesn't seem happy.
Well, that I agree with.
Yeah. Let's look at this. Gleyber Torres only has 2 errors compared to Anthony Volpe's 11. What a joke. Real pitch is a called strike to Taylor.
11.
Not even sent down for that. Oh, of course, Donald. The Yankees signed Heimer Candelario, who was recently DFA'd by the Reds.
No!
They signed him to a minor.
That's your third baseman. That's your switch hitting third baseman.
Bro was hitting 113 in the bigs before getting DFA'd. The Reds ate the money.
Bro.
Come on, Taylor. Swing at that fucking pitch.
Strike 3, that'll end the inning. Big Blue in the Bronx, Alex says, formal what up to the chat and panel. Good to see the Yankees haven't changed. Please follow Donald and Armin. Yes, their links are in the chat. Also be there for the Curtain Call stream on July 12th. You know, somebody was actually predicting it on Twitter that the Yankees would acquire Candelario and claim to be the trade deadline acquisition they were looking for. Now it seems like an actual possibility.
Good heavens, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be Candelario, and then they're gonna try to trade for bullpen.
Good Lord, it's going to happen.
You see, I don't know if I read it. I mean, I was reading the article, Armand. I don't know if they mentioned any Yankees with the affiliation with a bullpen pitcher. Would they consider even trading for Bednar?
I haven't seen the Yankees interested in Bednar, but it wouldn't surprise me if they did. But I think they would trade for Dennis Santana.
Oh, God. He was already a Yankee. We don't need him again.
He's a former Met, too.
Exactly. He was terrible with the Yankees. Leave him. Whenever it's always a red flag, in my opinion. When a pitcher with the Yankees or the Mets pitches real shitty and then goes to Pittsburgh and has like a 1 ERA, I'm like, stay away.
Yes.
Team has no expectations.
Right.
They signed.
That's why I'm worried about Bednar because he's been absolute trash since last year, but he got sent down earlier this year, and since his recall, he's been spectacular. But I don't know, is he going to bring that same success here to New York?
I don't know, man. Because you're seeing it with Devin Williams right now. And I really thought Devin Williams was going to mesh with the Yankees. Guess not.
Nope.
Love Lady deals to Dominguez, called strike. I mean, we're still putting Jonathan Loaizaga in some high leverage situations, so that should say something. The pitch is swinging a miss, strike 2 from Love Lady Dominguez. Pitch in the dirt. Anthony Volpe is on deck.
No, not this prick.
Count is 1-2. The pitch on the way is high, 2-2. Pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 gone on the slider.
I don't generally mean this. This is just a joke. But I want the Mets to call up the Royals for fucking Rich Hill and the Red Sox for Richard Fitz, so we could have 3 dicks in the bullpen. So I could say a love lady Fitz on Dick Mountain.
Yes. So here is the next Derek Jeter, everybody. Anthony Volpe
There he is.
is high 2-0. You know, I hope this person wasn't serious when they were replying to the tweet about Candelario. Maybe they'll find some Matt Carpenter magic in Candelario. Yeah, okay.
Oh, God.
Pitch to Jeter is a called strike. I'm going to start doing that again.
Pitch to Jeter.
I did that in the World Series, Game 3, and I think Game 5 as well. Pitch to Jeter, chop foul.
What a fucking disgrace.
Sean Manaea looking on.
I quite like that Mets hat with the bridge behind it. It's kind of cool.
It is.
Queensboro Bridge?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, these are our City Connect jerseys.
2-2 pitch, and Jeter takes inside. Count is full. How about Josh Smith, who we traded for Joey Gallo? Yeah. Josh Smith would be better. Although I don't know if I got to double check if he's healthy or not. 3-2 count. Pitch to Jeter. Swinging a high fly ball, and that ball is out of here. A home run for Anthony Volpe. It's a 2-run game.
Fuck.
That's what we're all saying is fuck.
Good job, Dick. You just shrunk.
It's a 2-run game, folks.
Good job, Jeter.
Here comes Austin Wells. Had a homer of his own earlier. Pitch is swinging a miss, strike 1. Listen, everybody, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
I suppose so. The problem is, because that home run, he's now got fucking added an extra year to his fucking life as a starter.
Exactly. And, well, Richard Lovelady just committed a violation. Count is 1-1 now.
Yeah, he managed to give up a home run to that dickhead.
Lovelady from the stretch. Pitch to Wells. Swinging a miss, strike 2. Nice breaking ball. Armin, did you know that Adrian Hauser has an ERA below 2 with the White Sox?
Yes, I do. Of course I do. I'm a torture of punishment. But like we said, when you're in a team that's bottom of the barrel and nobody's paying attention,
that's what happens. Wells chops that foul. Someone's like, yeah, Volpe, shut them up. I'm like, no, you shut up. One and two count. Lovelady, the pitch. Wells chops it foul. Tomorrow's problem, Max Fried tied for first in wins among Major League Baseball, and he has a 2.13 ERA.
I could picture it now. The Yankees will lose tonight, but then they'll win. Obviously, the Max Fried start, and then it'll be all like, "Oh, we're great. We're the best again." All that stuff. What a win!
We're probably doing a bullpen game
What a
tomorrow.
tremendous win! Look at us.
Look at us. Who would have thought? And Wells takes outside. Torrance thought that was strike 3. Obviously not.
Jesus Christ, Lovelady, you are not a pleasurable dick. Oh.
No comment. Pitch, and Wells fouls it off himself. Yes, Candelario obviously was assigned to the Rail Riders.
What the fuck?
I think his deal with Cincinnati was 3 years, $45 million.
That's what I thought it was, yeah.
Just a bargain basement Brian Cashman move.
And right back to Lovelady, 2 gone. That'll bring up DJ LeMahieu.
All right.
Wait. You are pinch hit.
And Carlos Mendoza immediately runs out of the dugout, and they're going a call to the bullpen.
Who's LeMahieu in for?
Peraza.
Didn't he get a base hit his last at bat? Oh, who cares, right?
Yeah, you're right. Peraza got a hit.
Oh, Christ, Chris Stavinsky's coming in.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Chris Stavinsky. You know what, Armin, I actually remember when he was good with the Astros.
Yeah, it was like for a good year, and that was it.
So we're going to get ready to learn Heimer Candelario. Well, we could have signed him back 2 years ago.
I don't know what's going to be the difference in Yankee Stadium because he didn't hit in a bandbox in Cincinnati.
Right.
Exactly. What a disgrace.
Like third. Oh, did they do it because he was born in New York? They do it because he was born in New York because he's a New York native.
When was the last time Candelario was good?
Let's look up the statistics, shall we?
Probably the year before he got that 3-year contract.
Yeah, the year he was probably playing for that contract.
Mm-hmm.
So Candelario got that contract in the offseason of 2023 to 2024, which means probably 2023 was his last best season. So in 2023, Candelario, in total, hit 22 home runs, 70 RBIs, 251 average, 807 OPS, OPS plus of 121.
That's good.
Let me see if his weighted runs created plus. Had a WAR of, let me see, 3.3. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. But anyways,
2024 will happen.
2024, he had 225, 707 OPS, 20
Whoa.
home runs, 56 RBIs.
What a collapse.
It's
And then 2025 this year, won what?
113 with 2 home runs, 10 RBIs, and a 410 OPS, and a 12 OPS plus.
A 12?
A 12.
A 12. Wow.
LeMahieu gets a base hit to right. Soto's going to try to throw him out at first, and he's safe.
Jesus Christ, he almost got thrown out at first.
Oh, my God.
And they're not going to challenge it.
So much for Mendoza, righty on righty.
And that always reminded me like when Jose Bautista used to do that. He was charging in on that ball, and then LeMahieu picked it up a gear.
Yo, he's got a good arm, Soto.
Oh, 100%.
Bang!
It would be fun. I'm sorry. For the comedic effect, it would have been funny as hell had he been out.
Yeah.
Grisham takes the called strike.
It's only safe by half a step.
Yeah, he was safe by half a step. So it was like, yikes. Davinsky, pitch. Grisham takes a ball. That looked like a strike to me.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. That is clearly a strike. Good old home plate umpire.
Las Diaz. Davinsky from the stretch on the even 1-1 count. The pitch is chopped right back to Davinsky, and that'll be the end of the inning. After 6.5 innings, it is 7-5 Metropolitans. And me and Donald, obviously, folks, are not falling for this fake comeback.
Oh no, they're gonna lose. Absolutely.
Oh, trust me, the Mets bullpen's not any better, Donald. Outside of Diaz, it's been a crapshoot.
Yeah, well, our bullpens are actually worse.
But I was telling my friend yesterday, I said, if you combine both bullpens, it's Diaz and a bunch of shit. If you combine both new.
Oh, bro.
Just like our bullpen's a dumpster fire. Must I say, folks, if you've enjoyed us, if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, turn the notification bell so you know when I go live or drop a new video. Or I should say when Big Blue in the Bronx does so. I almost self-advertised my channel. But check out next guest. I'm sure it's in the description somewhere. Also check out Armand, his ex, Donald, his ex, Pinstripe Chronicles. Well, I'm sure in the way that I hope that the Yankees get swept are going to roast the Yankees on roast the Yankees on a fire on Monday. That's going to be
well, I'm actually going to roast them after this game once we lose.
Okay, then we will see. Then, folks, check out Yankee Fight after this game. I'll be in the comment section.
No shit, LeMahieu's going to remain in the game.
Of course he would. Why would they?
Oh, God.
All right, so coming in for the... No, Efros is still on the mound. We got any pitch?
Pinch hitting for Sterling Marte is Ronnie Mauricio.
Yes, Ronnie Mauricio is up at the plate. Pitch to Mauricio is grounded and a base hit to right center field. Grisham's going to have to cut over. It's actually Judge. Mauricio speeds in the second to double.
Come on!
That ball just kept rolling and rolling. Nobody was hustling, so Mauricio
Wow!
with speed.
Holy crap. Just to give anybody, so Ronnie Mauricio had a bad leg injury in the fall league, so like he's just starting to come back. And actually, he is a switch hitter, but he's a better hitter from the left-handed side, so that's why they went to him with Efros still in.
Leadoff double for Mauricio.
We'll see what these clowns are going to do next.
So up to the plate now is Francisco Lindor. Efros from the stretch. Mauricio off second. The pitch is swung on in line. Base hit into center field. Here comes Grissom. And he bobbles the ball. The run will score. Grissom will take it. Lindor in the second with a double.
Oh, my God. Let's go. Lindor. That's my short.
This is comedy.
What's up?
That was just a fucking b-ball, bro. That was just like a fucking hanger. Actually a hanger.
And then the ball went off the heel of Grissom's. I was like, oh, where'd it go? and Mauricio was off to the races, and Lindor obviously took second.
I
So the
was
Mets
just about to say Lindor should drop down a bunt like Soto did in the first to get Mauricio over to third. But that suffice.
That'll suffice, Armand, in your case.
Yeah.
And call to the bullpen for the New York Yankees. Coming in will be Javian Sandridge.
Who the hell is that?
Guy who they just called up yesterday from AAA.
Well, I knew we'd lose, but wow. Why are you putting this clown in? It's only a 3-run game.
So
Is he a
Sandridge,
lefty?
yes, he is a lefty.
Huh.
So
I had great timing to put him in for Soto.
yes, in AAA this season, 1-1 with a 2.35 ERA, 13 games, 2 saves, 26 strikeouts, and 15 1/3 innings. WHIP of 1.11. Posing average of 175. The dude has actually, let me see something real quick. He's played in high A, he's played in low A, and he's played in AAA.
How old is he?
26.
Jeez.
Did
So
they
he's-
draft him or sign him out of anywhere?
I'm going to find out for you right now. Drafted by the Baltimore Orioles in 2018, round
That's a
32.
rough spot to put a kid.
So this is like a journeyman type of guy.
Yeah, pick 955.
26.
This is a guy that could get DFA'd or sent back down if he has options. If somebody's coming off the IL.
Yeah,
But-
how did it work with Clayton Beater, right?
Yeah,
He got lit up in his last outing.
for a second I thought they were putting in Devin Williams. I was like, what the fuck is that? But anyways, pitch is counters 1-0 Sandridge. As we said, spent a season in high A, low A, and AAA. Sandridge from the stretch.
We've never seen a pitch, so let's see what he's got.
1-0 to Soto. Strike on the corner. Soto did not like that call.
That's a nice pitch. That was a strike. 95 is decent. Nice, easy delivery.
Standing at 6'5", Sandridge. 1-1 pitch to Soto. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 84 on the gun.
Nice off speed. He already looks like he's got better stuff than Clayton Beater. Beater looked weird. He had kind of a hitch in his delivery. Do you notice?
Yeah, I did see that. 1-2 pitch to Soto and line foul down the left field line, hitting 97 on the gun that time.
That he kind of left that. Actually, to be honest, I'm surprised.
Ryan Stanek is up in the pen for the Mets.
Soto just missed that. Soto probably should have squared up to that.
Count is 1-2 from Sandridge. The pitch, high 2-2.
It's got a bit of life to his fastball.
Very much so. Two and two count from Sandridge. Pitch. Outside. Just missed 3-2.
Oh.
Aaron Boone chewing his gum. And
Of
just,
course. Mr. Bubbles.
count is 3-2. Sandridge from the stretch. Wells sets up. Pitch. Ball 4. Did he go around? He did not. So ball 4, he walks.
He's a new Sesame Street character, Mr. Bubbles.
Yes.
What did you learn today, kids? Absolutely nothing.
Yes. That'll bring up Pete Alonso. Alonso with a home run off Rodon, a left-hander.
If this is a home run, then I'm logging off.
All right, we'll hold you to that. And then Donald would immediately start.
And then I'm loading up. All guns blazing.
Pitch to Alonso, swinging a fly ball. Good.
Oh, no way!
Oh, that's gone down with the power blast.
11-5. They mailed it in.
That is fucking great. Good job, Pete. Good job, Pete. Oh, well, I did say.
You did say you were going to leave.
So, for those that are watching, the Yankified podcast / Pinstripe Chronicles will be available at 7:35 Eastern time. So you guys check that out on YouTube. I will be there, and I am going to absolutely obliterate these bastards.
Pete Alonso with 2 home runs. I said off a lefty.
Unbelievable. That's hilarious.
My goodness.
So, tell me when your big time stream is. July
12th is the goodbye stream.
July 12th, right. And then I'll be seeing you in person at the end of the month.
Absolutely.
When do you come in? July?
I'm thinking like July 22nd, 23rd, something like that.
So, Donald, July 23rd, the Mets are playing the Angels. It's a 1:00 game. If you get in before the 23rd, I offered Alex and Luca, if they're available, you're more than welcome to join us for that game. Tickets on me.
No, it's very
That's
kind, man. Yeah, I've not booked anything yet, but if I'm in town, then that sounds like fun, actually.
You can. I know we follow each other on Twitter, so Donald, if you want, you can always just DM me. Hey, I'm going to be in on the 22nd, the day before the 23rd. I'm in to come to the game. Just let me know.
That's cool, man. That's really kind of you. Thanks so much. Well, I'm going to log off, as I promised. I will see you guys next time. It was a pleasure, Armand, and Luca, you are the great.
Now we'll chat.
All right.
Peace out. How about that, folks? Pete now has 24 multi-home run games in Mets franchise history.
That is the most.
My goodness, I go to work for 30 minutes and the Yankees, yep, they got it worse. They came back with 3 runs in the last 2 innings, and they just blew it up now.
I was about to crush Mendoza for pulling Montas.
2-2 pitch, and Mo swings through the slider. 1 gone.
Still think it was a bad move. Let the guy finish the inning.
Yeah. That's hilarious. That's one of the greatest moments, one of the best moments in the history of the channel, you could say. Here's Mark Vientos.
I mean,
Vientos swinging.
I feel bad for the pitcher because, boom, put him in a no-win situation. You bring him in with Soto.
It was mop-up duty, basically. 0-1 pitch from Sandridge. And inside to Vientos. Count is 21. That's right. 7 o'clock is only like a half hour. Jeez. 1-1 pitch. Vientos swings and fouls it off. Aaron Boone blowing his bubble gum and looking on. 1-2 pitch to Vientos is swinging a high fly ball, hit foul. Vientos 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs and a line out. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 gone.
That's been typical Vientos all year. Now I really question why Boone did not go to Devin Williams yesterday.
Well,
because now it's 3 days off.
Yeah, that's not good for a high-end reliever.
And just like I said, like tomorrow's game is going to be a bullpen game. Probably going to be Brandon Waddle that opens for the Mets.
Yeah.
They'll probably try to, like, if the Yankees are up, let's say the score is reversed tomorrow, 11-5 Yankees.
Right.
You're going to have to bring in Devin Williams just to get him into a game. Because if you don't, that's 4 days. That's technically 4 games off, and then you're off on Monday like the Mets are, so that's 5 days off.
American League West, because the Yankees are going to play the Mariners. 7 games, as we mentioned, we were talking about the Mariners, 7 games back in the division lead, 2, and actually make that 3-1. The game will, yeah, the bullpen's dog shit. We know that, and Boone doesn't know how to manage one. To be fair, I mean, it's kind of like a no-win there. But this game was still close at one point. Remember, it was 8-5, 7-5. But the best part is, like, you had Mauricio hustling for a double on second, where Judge and Grissom were like, "Oh, I'm just gonna jog to the ball."
Were they playing too far deep?
Yeah, it's a possibility. And then you had Lindor doubling because Grisham bobbled the ball.
Yes.
And then you brought in Sandridge, and then Pete Alonso just took it to the back seats.
Mauricio got that hit off of Efros, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
No offense. If you're Boone, you have to know that, like I told you guys, Mauricio's better hitting is from the left-handed side. Like, he does not hit well right-handed. As Boone and the pitching staff, you should know that. Why not go to this kid as soon as Mauricio comes in? Because Mauricio's going to go right-handed. You might be one out, then Lindor's on first. What is
Torrens?
ball game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Torrens now reaches on the walk. So this will be Jeff McNeil who will face Sandridge. Pitch is high, 1-0. One and 0 pitch from Sandridge. High, 2-0. He's literally mop-up duty. Mets fans are chanting "Yankees suck" at Citi Field. Can't say I blame them. If Yankee fans join in, I would join in too. 2-0 pitch is a strike. Kind of looked like a ball there. Two-one pitch is it hit McNeil in the head.
Oh, God damn it.
Looked like a curveball. McNeil sitting up.
That doesn't look good. I know, like, it's sitting up, but, like, he looks like he's out of it.
Yeah, he's just going to take a second.
I would not be surprised if after tonight's game, if just to be safe with him, they put him on the 10-day IL and they call up Acuna.
It looked like it hit his arm and then deflected to his helmet.
Let's see.
That's at least what I surmise.
Okay, so from like the third base angle, it looks like it just goes off the elbow pad from the third base angle on SNY.
Yeah, it could have went elbow pad to the head, the helmet. Aaron Boone going to go out and make a pitching change. Game's already over, so you're better off just putting I don't know if this is against the rules or not, just putting in just a position player. Because you can't be more of an embarrassment than you are now. Dude, we all know that this slump didn't start with Stan return. It was basically when Jazz Chisholm was moved to third instead of playing second. Hence, the Yankee defense got worse. Hence, the June swoon just began. Don't think it was Stan's return. I mean, you could debate or not whether he should have been able to return because he's still got injured elbows. He probably should have sat out the rest of the year. Because you can even make an argument now that he should sit out because this team's not going anywhere this year. They'll try to make believe that they can, but they're not going to. It's not worth to trade anybody. I mean, trade for anybody. Just sell. You've got nothing to lose, dude. Play the kids, bring whoever you can up, and trade the free agents who are going to be the players who are going to be free agents in the offseason. Luke Weaver, Devin Williams, Paul Goldschmidt. If any team is going to take him, just let the young guys play at this point. And we thought that was going to be the case in 2023, but that never really came to fruition. So, the Yankees are a very arrogant organization. So they're gonna play DJ LeMahieu. They're gonna play all these, play Candelario. Let's see who else is a free agent. Trent Grisham, if he has any value. Cody Bellinger is a player option if he has any value. Also depends if he wants to opt in or not. Because they're showing I remember this game when Pete Alonso hit a walk-off 2-home run off Albert Abreu, another Cashman gem. Marcus Stroman has the I'm losing the word.
Oh, he has the option where if he hits like 140 innings.
Yeah, it's I'll just call it conditional player because that's what's listing. I forget what it's called. I'm not specific towards it. Loizaga is a club option. Just trade him if he has the value. Brew Baker's probably going to stay. Carrasco's is DFA'd, I think. Tim Hill is a club option. Speaking of Brew Baker, he's in right now. So just trade your incoming free agents, play the kids, and then try to go out big fishing next year. And you know what? Do you even go big fishing next year because Garrett Cole is going to be out for some time, and so is Clark Schmidt. Who the fuck knows? Anywho, pitch is grounded to Chisholm. He fields, he fires, he gets the out at second, end of the inning. But a big bomb by Pete Alonso gives the Mets an 11-5 lead.
I think the Yankees might go big, not in terms of like big name, but let's say they might spend big money on the bullpen next year because there's no Weaver, there's no Devin Williams. You really don't have a guy that's in the bullpen right now that's like the future closer. And let's face it, now with Clark Schmidt's injury, you got to at least now. I mean, things can change, but this, to me, in my opinion, guys, pretty much guarantees that Stroman's going to hit that innings thing and be on the team next year in the rotation. Clark Schmidt might be out all of next year, too, because if he's having that surgery now in July, he's out all of next season, too.
He's toast.
And they're gonna control Hill's innings, Luis Hill's innings limits this year.
It's a vet. There we go. That's what I was looking for.
Vesting option.
Vesting option. That's what I was looking for. Stroman is good. Yeah, that's what you're saying. Stroman has an option. He's got the vesting option. He's not going to hit that innings limit. But yeah, He could go too. He's garbage. Dude, like there's literally no reason to watch the team right now. Only if you want comedy. If you're not taking this game or the Yankee game seriously, you just want laughs. Literally the only reason to watch is for laughs. If you're like seriously invested want your team to win, wouldn't suggest it. Because this team is incredibly self-satisfied, incredibly arrogant. It's everything I've been saying for the last year plus. So I don't get mad at this shit anymore. I don't. But as long as Hal has money's in his pockets and the Yankees win enough to the point where tourists are gonna and the casuals are gonna go to the stadium, take pictures, doesn't matter. Ryan Stanek is on for the New York Mets, 3.90 ERA. 30 innings pitched, 27 scoreless outings in 35 appearances. Stanek will deal to Aaron Judge pitches, fouled off and hits Torrens in the mask. He had to stop for a second, so he might need some assistance. Hopefully he's okay. Well, here's the thing, Li. If LeMahieu is never going to get DFA'd because he's Judge's best friend. That's how the Yankees run. It's a country club atmosphere. And Stanton, I wouldn't support letting him go because he was the Yankees' playoff hero last year when Judge wasn't. And when Soto was his too. Soto was the playoff hero, so was Stanton. As of right now, you keep him. There should be no spending limit when it comes to the Yankees, but it's not that serious, so. Count is 0-1 to Judge. Hopefully Torrens is okay. Judge 0 for 3 today against the Mets. Pitch. Strike 2 on the corner. Stanek, a former Ray and a former Astro. From the stretch. Pitch. Outside. 1-2. Just missed a little bit. Pitch. In the dirt. Now hits Laz Diaz. He's all right. Count is 2-2. I said it. When the Yankees make the playoffs, Stanton's the playoff hero. He's one of the only players that can come through the clutch. Trust me, I know. Regular season. Often injured. But when the playoffs, when it actually means something, he's there. Judge swings and chops it foul. Because I don't see any other roster player that's capable of performing when it's needed. Judge choked last year. Volpe wasn't that good. Wells was trash. Chisholm was undesirable at the plate. 2-2. Judge chops it to the left side and foul. Dominguez, I mean, that's a we'll see kind of thing. Trent Grisham, the Yankees should honestly trade him before that time even comes, if he has any value. But right now, he's the only one of the only guys, if the only guy, who could hit consistently in the playoffs. And he literally sold his elbows for that. Try to get a World Series. Pitches count as full with the outside fastball. Bellinger waits on deck. Pitch. And in the dirt. Stanek walks Judge to lead off the eighth. I'll bring up Cody Bellinger. Close look at the divisional scoreboard. Orioles and Rays tied at 6. Pitcher Bellinger is swinging foul ball down the left side. Now, Armin, how much space is between you and the Phillies, division-wise? Armin, I think you're muted. Ooh, still can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're good.
All right. We are a half a game back.
Okay.
I believe they won today. They were up. They showed the score earlier in the game. I think it was 5-1.
Yeah, the Phillies won 5-1 over the Reds. Brett Beatty's in the game now. Pitch. Bellinger lines this one foul. Who's the better defensive third baseman, Beatty or Vientos? Oh, Armin again.
Beatty's the better defender.
Mm-hmm.
Vientos has a very good arm. That's why you really don't want him to be a DH.
Right. Count is 1-2 to Bellinger. Pitch. Fouled off again. And time is called by Bellinger. Stanek from the stretch. Pitch. Popped foul. One and two count. Pitch. Bellinger lines it foul again. One-two offering. Chopped to Lindor. On a second one on a first. Not in time. Did not get the double play as Bellinger beat it out.
Do apologize. My microphone battery's dying.
It's okay. Just like the Yankees, they're dying. So up to the plate is Ben Rice with one out. The pitch on the way and it hits Laz Diaz. It gets behind the backstop. That'll allow Bellinger to move to second.
Oh, Jesus.
Pitch to Rice. In the center field, this will drop and hit to the gap, and it goes past Taylor, goes all the way to the wall. Bellinger will score. Rice moves to second. It's a double, and an RBI is now 6-11.
Stanek, you stink. You're only good for the bread you and your wife make.
They make bread?
Yeah, his wife is a bread baker. So him and his wife they make bread, and like spring training, he brings bread to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes he'll bring it during in the season to them.
You look this up. His wife was on Survivor.
I will say, thank God, all three of these games were day games and none
Yeah.
prime time night.
Good God. Thank God. They're looking at Howie Rose for the Mets. Here's Jazz Chisholm. Pitch on the way to from Stanek is just popped foul to the left side. Chisholm with a solo shot back in the second. Stanek from the stretch. The pitch is high. That was clearly a strike. Count as 1-1. One to the right side, foul. One and two count. Pitch. Chisholm fouls it off again. Pitch again. And did Chisholm wave around? He did not, says the third base umpire, Mike Estabrook. Mendoza did not like the call, and he's arguing from the dugout. He's still mouthing words. Let's see. Not too sure he went around. Pitch. In the dirt. Count is full.
He was doing that because he doesn't want to use another bullpen arm now in the eighth inning. He wants Stanek to get out of this inning.
On the top step is Hefner. This pitch is fouled away. Full count pitch. Ball 4. Tough decisions coming up for Mendoza.
Oh. As you can see, folks, New York bullpens outside of Edwin Diaz, complete and utter garbage.
And speaking of Diaz, he's actually warming up.
Well, yeah, because he got used They weren't going to use him yesterday because they used him Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was Reed Garrett's game yesterday to get out of it. They were going to go to Lovelady if the game went to extras.
One on Dominguez called strike. One pitch. Swings through a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-2. Two men on, 1-2 pitch on the way. Dominguez swings through a fastball, struck him out. 2 gone. And coming up is Anthony Volpe. Pitch. Fouled off to the right side in the back. Volpe with a solo bomb. As his only hit today, the 0-1 pitch from Stanek. On the way. Missed 1-1. Stanek from the stretch, the pitch. Volpe swings hard through a 100-mile-an-hour heater, strike 2.
Stanek should go with his slider or splitter here, but he might because he just hit 100. Oh, yeah, he went for his fastball again.
1-2 count. Pitch. Outside, 2-2. Count is 2-2. Pitch on the way in the dirt, 3-2.
He just loves his fastball. If he threw his splitter or slider with 2 strike counts, he'd probably be more effective.
Count is full. Runners on first and second will take off. 2 outs. 8th inning. Game 2 of the Subway Series here at Citi Field. 11-6 Mets. Volpe at the plate. The pitch. High pop foul. Mets fans on their feet. Looking for an end to the inning. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out swinging fastball on the outside corner. We head to the bottom of the 8th. It is 11-6 Mets.
Jesus Christ, thank you. Right in the breadbasket. But holy crap, man. Like, so many fastballs. Like,
every pitch was a. Excuse me. Every pitch, every pitch. Give me 1 second. I'm back, folks. All right. Bottom of the eighth we go. It's JT Brubaker still on the mound for the Yankees. As Ronnie Mauricio, who led off the seventh inning with a double, is up to the plate. Pitch, called strike. Oh, 1 pitch from Brubaker. Swing and a miss. Nice off speed diving down and away. Count is 0-2. 0-2 from the stretches. Brubaker, the pitch in the dirt. One, two to Mauricio. The pitch. Left side. Nice backhand by Chisholm. He fires to get the first out. And coming up is Francisco Lindor. Had an RBI double in the seventh. Time is called by Lindor. Lindor pops this one foul. Pitch. Outside, 1-1. One one. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch right there on the changeup. 1-2. Here we go. 1-2 pitch to Lindor. Outside 2-2. Pitch. Swing a line down the right field line. That is a fair ball. We'll get into the corner. Lindor will head for second. It is a 1-out double. His second double in just 2 innings. Just get this over with already. Can't wait for it. I can't disagree. Jets mess. It's exhausting. It's extremely exhausting watching this team. Sucks that I'll be more excited for summer league when it happens for the Knicks. If you're not even a basketball fan, you gotta wait for football, which is what training camps at the end of the month. So
I just say thank God for hockey. Can't wait for hockey.
Pitch to Soto is in there for a called strike. Yeah, if you're a Yankee fan at this point, just gotta wait for your other sports. There's the team's going nowhere this year. It's gonna be another sunk cost fallacy. Soto takes in the dirt. Excuse me. 1-1 from Brubaker. The pitch on the way, chopped and fouled off. from the stretch is Brubaker. Pitch. Inside 2-2. So with the solo shuffle. Stretch. Well sets up. Pitch on the way. Driven into right field, going back Judge track, and it's over his head and off the wall. Rounding third is Lindor. He will score. Juan Soto goes into first with the single, a long single at that. It's 12-6 Mets. They are just pouring it on. Damn it, Armin. I wish I could hear you.
Exclamation point.
There you go. Exclamation point.
This battery sucks. Well, we've been on for quite a while.
Yeah, that's true. Alonso takes outside. Count is 1-0. Warming up is Zach Pop for the Mets. Imagine if Alonso hit a third home run. Pitch to the left side. Chisholm underhands to second on to first. It's a double play. I don't know why Chisholm did that, but regardless, Mets get a runner across. I should say a run across. We head to the top of the ninth. The last licks for the Yankees. Do they have a rally in their bones? Probably not.
Pop was recently signed because of like all the to our pitching.
Guys, if you're new here, hit that like button. Let's get to 15. And also vote in the poll. Well, that's right. Game's pretty much over. So I did see that people did vote in the poll. So thank you to all who voted in the poll. Yankees.
I voted in the poll.
Mets are pretty much going to end up winning. Armin's
because I voted for the Yankees to put the jinx on them.
Armin probably is like, how comfortable do I feel about this win?
While we're in a commercial break, I'm just going to charge my mic. So I'll probably be muted for a few.
Folks, if you haven't already hit the like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you when Big Bull the Bronx goes live or drops a new video. Next Saturday will be the closing stream. But Edwin Diaz with a 6-run lead is going to come on for the New York Mets. Alonso and Brandon Nimmo, 3 homers today together. 9 RBIs, 4 runs scored, 4 for 8 combined.
Not surprised Diaz is even in a 12-6 lead because he was pitched on Thursday. He had off yesterday. He was not going to be used yesterday. I was at the game, and Lovelady was warming up in the 9th inning. It was Reed Garrett's game to lose. Thank God he held on to it. So,
pitch to Wells is a fastball called strike on the gun, 96. I like that judges all smiles when we're getting our asses handed to us. Great leadership by the captain. Tell me why he's the captain again. Whatever. Pitch to Wells in the dirt. 1-2. Last 24 appearances, 13 strikeouts per 9 innings. Pitch from Diaz is in the dirt. 2-2. From the stretches, Diaz once again the pitch on the way. And Wells, did he go around? He did, says the third base umpire Mike Estabrook.
The umpire's like, we're going home.
That's 50-50. I can't lie to you. Anyways,
I agree. I just think it's 12-6. The umpires are like, we got to get the hell out of here.
Time is called now. Now LeMahieu digs in. Now he calls time.
I do think umpires with check swings, certain scores it dictates. Like this game. Like if it was 7-6, I wonder if the umpire doesn't call that a check swing.
Because like the game is over. It's not like it's a tight game.
Yeah.
High 1-1. One and one. Pitch to LeMahieu. To the right side, base hit in the right. Now they're bringing up Trent Grisham. Pitch. Call strike down the middle. Pitch. High 1-1. Looked like a strike to me.
Yeah, that's a strike. That should have been a strike. Come on, Lance. 12-6. Make better calls.
Pitch. Strike 2.
So Edwin's actually working on a third pitch.
Really?
Because he's mostly a fastball slider guy, because sliders is out pitch. But he's been working on a changeup. Since spring training. Doesn't use it a lot, but he works on it. He throws it more like in days off, practices, just to get used to it.
And call. Strike 3, 2 gone. Aaron Judge, no lifetime success versus Edwin Diaz. Pitch, swing and a miss, high fastball, strike 1. Oh, 1 on the way. Strike 2. Yankees are 1 out away from losing the series to the Mets. Citi Field on their feet. Diaz, the pitch. Outside, 1-2. From the stretches, Diaz, 1-2. Swing! And fouled off. Thought he held the glove for a second, but it was fouled off. Pitch to the left side. Diving stop by Beatty. Fields fires. Dug out by Alonso in time. Great play from third to first. The Mets win it 12-6 and take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees. They still can sweep the Yankees tomorrow. Great win for the Mets and another implosion by yours truly, the Yankees. Stop sharing the screen. All right, give it a second. And that is that. Armand, as the Met fan, the lone Met fan on this panel, do you have any final thoughts?
Big ups to Frankie Montas. Recover,
Yeah, I think he fell out again.
stayed in for the 6th. But big ups to Nimmo and Pete. Big runs. Succeeding. Sweep.
Yeah.
I know it's free, but it's going to be hard.
Absolutely. Mets already did their job. They took 2 out of 3. They're still trying to fight with the Phillies for first place. Yankees drop another game. They're 7 games over 500. The Mets are 14 games over. Yeah, 14 games over 500. The Yankees are 7, about half that. But another collapse by the Yankees. Same old shit. Same old, same old. The Mets are probably just using the series as a get-right series. Rightfully so. The Yankees obviously have another game tomorrow with Max Fried. They're ace on the hill. Who knows what'll happen? But if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you know when Big Blue goes live or he puts out a new video regardless. Next week, unless there's any other further content, Saturday will be the closeout stream of the channel, so you wouldn't want to miss it. Check it out. Follow Armand in the description. His X is there. Donald, who we thank for coming on as well. Check his X out in the description. Also, he will be live for Pinstripe Chronicles Yankified podcast at 7:35 p.m. So that's something you don't want to miss when it comes to Yankee fan rage. But regardless, all that being said, we appreciate you all. Catch you next time. Peace.